Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
Samantha's here.
Oh, I was going to do it too.
I ruined it.
I realized
It's
I didn't
fine.
say you go or I go. So you said it, but I already had it loaded on my tongue and I just had to say it. I'm sorry. Double open.
And
Never double open.
with us on Zoom today,
I've started doing something a little bit different. I used to shroud our guest behind the fish tank. Okay? Like this. Here, I'll do it.
okay.
If you're watching on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, I used to shroud our guests behind the fish tank so you couldn't see them. And then when you'd say live via Zoom, I'd hit the button and there our guest would appear. But I forget to do that so much that I've eliminated that step.
Oh, yeah. So
I'm not doing it ever again.
Because
No more presentation. The guest is here when we start the show, and they sit there awkwardly the entire time, looking around, picking their nose, digging in their teeth, because I got so many emails from people that said, well, then you don't put the guest up. And I'm like, I know, because when I signed up for this, I wasn't the producer of a goddamn TV station. I was just a guy that did a podcast with his friend, Tom.
Hot Take Tuesday.
uh,
I guess it's Wednesday.
I think we should put the guest up there so he's just sitting there.
Yeah,
and
well,
then and then we do that thing
I don't know
where
that carrot.
we get distracted and we start talking for way too long before we
And then
even
they zone away. They float away.
They're just sitting there like,
Yeah.
am I on the thing?
What are they doing? And they can see us. That's the thing, is they can see us, but they choose not to, because like we live in this weird world now where in order for Kenny, who is our guest, to be participating correctly, even right now, he has to stare directly into the camera as if he's really into this, but he's not.
No, he's just waiting to
For you guys to
Yeah,
shut
and
up.
he's reacting.
waiting.
So
to talk.
which is it? Do I present them? Do I fish tank and then here?
No, because then you'll forget and then people will yell at you.
And then back to Kenny? Yeah, that's what I'm just going to cut to the Kenny.
Yeah. So he's already up there
Yeah.
before. We should put him before the show even starts. Like,
yeah.
We should ask,
And
like,
then we
all
pop
guests
in.
have to be 15 minutes before. And they just
You have
start.
to sit there silently and wait for us to get in our position.
Then the
the
long.
intro as well.
Hold on, Kenny. We're not done yet.
Shut up.
What do you think
Yeah,
this is?
you know what? We give you a little bit of freedom, and that's how you treat us.
The Kenny
We
show.
bring you in early. Because I didn't do fish tank to Kenny, you suddenly think that you're a member of this program? Or have you lost your goddamn mind?
Also, did you get whiter, Kenny? You look
Wow.
like Sammy Sosa. That's it.
Okay. I was waiting. I thought there was
He's
more.
waiting for you to say your speech.
I got it all out. Let me check the script. I'll end with something racist.
I
That's
didn't
it.
see Sosa on the list, and I don't know which way to go. Is he white? Is he black? I don't know.
I don't even know.
Which kind of racism do I throw at
I
him?
don't know. Anyway, Kenny's on the show.
On the line on the show, we don't even know.
Yeah.
Kenny zoomed in. He sat.
Kenny on the low.
Yeah.
What is he doing now? He's
what-
Tall Tales from Kenny's.
Well, we got to come up with a name still.
I like Kenny on the low.
Kenny on the low?
Kenny on the low is good, and I think the kids will like that. It almost sounds like something.
Because it means on the line and on the show.
Yes.
Kenny on the low.
Oh,
Kenny
okay.
on the low. I'll do a song for Kenny on the low. Kenny on the low. He's on the Diamond Dance show.
Market cut. That was it right there.
There it is.
How you doing, Kenny?
I'm doing well, guys. Tom, you'll appreciate this. I actually called in today. I got a radio story for you from my wacky radio past. And it's another one of those, how the hell did they let us do this kind of moments?
Oh,
I like
we
that.
like
Favorite.
these.
Now
We like
remind me,
these.
Kenny, where'd you work in radio?
Yeah, I was at a soft rock station. So while we played, your typical, Foreigner and Journey and stuff, we played Santana and some of like the CCR and Harder Edge soft rock stuff. So our demographic was lots of meemaws and pop-pops who were trying to relive their glory days.
Here's a fun fact. My wife, if you really want to piss her off, play the song Smooth by Santana and Rob Thomas.
Why? It's a
She
good song.
hates that song. If it comes on, she's like, oh my God, turn it off. And it acts like a real B word.
Interesting.
What's in
know.
the category of soft rock? Like
Smooth by Santana.
Okay,
and
but besides
Rob Thomas.
Yeah.
Classic rock, right?
And Sister Hazel and those sort of bands, 38 Special, that
Matt
sort of stuff.
Nathanson
It's different
is-
than light rock because light rock is more like Michael Bolton and Celine Dion, which we didn't play.
So how'd you end up there, Kenny? Was that your dream to be at a soft rock station, or are you trying to work your way up to Howard Stern, or what was the deal?
Well, I wanted to do much like everyone who's my age, growing up. They wanted to do sports talk, so they wanted to, work for doing a local talk station or covering the local sports team. And the sister station covered the Orlando Magic. So I figured, hey, at least I got my foot in the door. I'm in the building, and yeah, I made my way to the sports station over there.
You know what? We don't talk about this that often, but I bet you, like, all these sports nerds, and I know a lot of them. I mean, we know even, like, our buddy that was an intern for us and went on to have a radio career, and I think still does something, Diddy.
Oh, yeah.
His dream.
Actually, I think that guy has kind of moved his way in radio, on air. You would think that that's the highest position. It is not. On-air positions are, a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
But Diddy, our old intern, has worked his way up, I think, to be like a full manager of a couple of stations.
Really?
Yeah, like I think
we should talk to him because he started with wanting to get into sports talk.
He wanted to be a producer and then a host, and now I think he's in management.
And I think a lot of people are like, I'm really into sports. I'm like a stats guy. I know a bunch of stuff. I spent my entire life like that preparing for this.
He's that guy.
The problem is, like, now all ex-athletes are looking for, like, jobs too, and then so they, like, if you're a college star, like, even like a couple years in the pro, you just got all.
Well, it used to be that they were big dum-dums and they couldn't talk, but then occasionally along comes a Tony Romo or somebody that is likable and was a sports star, and then you're like, well, I'm not getting that guy's job because he's done it and he's good at what I do.
Dude, if you listen to these like sports podcasts, like Plaxico Burress is doing a podcast, like all these guys that
I finally
have
checked
names.
out the one you were talking about, the Russell Simmons, where you literally just talk to him. You listen to him. I finally checked out the
Russell Wilson.
Oh, Russell Wilson.
I was like, Russell Simmons.
Not Russell Simmons. Sorry, my mind's moving fast today. The Russell Wilson one, and that is. You know what? It is different when it's coming straight from the athlete. It's very odd.
So anyway, so you're like, well, I could listen to the fat sports nerd from my local town do sports talk, or I could listen to Russell Wilson or like Plaxico Burress, some like former NFL player. It's like. How do you compete with that?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you know more, the guy played in the NFL, so he has more
credibility.
Well, his perspective is going to be way different than anybody that's never even been on the field.
Anyway, sorry, Kenny. I digress. I just think sports talk probably got squandered as your dream because it's just insanely the market is flooded with all these ex-NFL players, all these people that were in the NFL or around the NFL, or it's just it's too much.
The main thing is if you're going to be a normal person who isn't athletic, you got to be a reporter, because that's really, you just need to be the host to lead them in and out of commercials, read the copy, and do all that stuff, and then toss it to the athlete for their analysis.
Like Chris Harrison from The Bachelor.
Yeah. Then you're just really a glorified presenter. I think most people want to tell their opinion, and that's hard to do. Hard to get into a position where you have an audience or you could tell your opinion about sports.
You know what's funny about
you could present other people's opinions.
Sports is one of the only areas where, like when we present things on here, and we did it for Orlando City, and I had fun doing it. But I actually am better. I prefer to consume sports content. I do not like doing sports content.
Well, we don't know enough. I mean,
it's almost like I get too distracted. Like there were times when you and I would be doing Orlando City where we would actually be talking to somebody that I value in my sports mind. So I don't want to work. You know what I mean? Like I just want to listen to what the person has to say. It's very odd.
Yeah. Also, I knew even when we were doing the Orlando City podcast, I was like, I have no business doing this.
We were faking it. Neither of us did, man.
I don't know enough for people to like.
Like Tom Traxler propped it up, and you and I added funny stuff, and we were fans, and it was a good show. But it wasn't. You didn't go there for stats.
Yeah. All right, Kenny. So let's talk about Radio Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when I was at the Soft Rock station, we did a promotion. This was like 2005, 2006. We did a promotion at a bar downtown, and it was during March Madness, like the basketball tournament. And so we decided, hey, I don't know if it was us or the promo people or the salesperson, but these giant like fish bowls of alcohol that were made for 4 people. And we thought, hey, it'd be a great idea to do a tournament where we'll see what group of 4 people can drink it the fastest and do it
crazy.
bracket style and try to do that. So we had
okay.
we had
Also, pause for just one split second.
Yeah.
Just pause.
Yeah.
I also find it very interesting that you and I have been a part of. How many radio stunts would you say you and I have been a part of collectively? Hundreds, we could say?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say 100. We've been a part of 100. It's remarkable that neither promotions, production, first floor, third floor, nobody knows whose fault it is when any of these things happen. Why is that, I wonder?
Well,
why is it that no one knows?
Well, nobody wants to take
who
accountability.
Exactly.
Well, no one wants to do their job. Also, like everybody's just like, yeah, do whatever, and then it's like then you suffer the consequences later if they happen. But most likely, no one's paying attention.
Right.
Like
That's still what we do, by the way. So
it would always amaze me, and I would do
How
it on
big
purpose.
Oh, go ahead.
I would say things on the radio. And then knowing that management wasn't listening or some like the salespeople weren't listening, at certain times you knew that you could say stuff and then nobody would know, which sounds insane, but it's like you're saying it live on the radio,
right?
Knowing that your own company wouldn't know.
Just by the invention of radio, the invention is failing. Because they're not hearing it.
Guess what? All the your old rich white managers don't listen to your show because they hate what you're doing because they're not into it.
Well,
they're not your demographic.
Well, that's been a disconnect for years. But Kenny, how big would you say said fish bowls of liquor would be?
I would say like take one of those salad bowls that you would have for the family. For like a family of 4 or 5, that's how big they were because they were served with like half a dozen straws in there in order for the entire table to drink it.
Boy, that's gone, right?
It'll come back.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think it's gone everywhere.
There's 2 things that we're missing right now that really bum me out. One is the novelty fish bowl with 100 straws in it filled with liquor. And the other, surprisingly, is the store Bulk Nation. Continue, Kenny.
Yeah, it'll be back.
Yeah, so we were trying to get just teams, and it's that awkward thing, and you guys experience it when you're at a promotion when you have to walk around to people and be like, hey, do you want to participate in this wacky radio contest? And they could give a crap. They just want to be there and drink and listen to music. But we got 7 teams to participate, but we needed 8 to fill out a bracket. So the radio station's like, hey, we'll be a team. Like just the promo people, all that stuff.
That usually means nobody's into your dumb promotion.
Yeah.
But,
Exactly.
And then you sit there playing guitar band by rock. What was that rock band? I'm playing rock band by myself at a Moe's with my girlfriend at the time, Andrea, mocking me.
So we start doing the drinking, and the radio station team, we win round 1, which just means we drank the fastest. And then, we get to round 2 and we're like, hey, we're kind of drunk and we're technically on the job working. Then we realize we can't win this. We really can't because, again, we need to give a prize away to listeners. So we get to a round where we're kind of drunk. The other team is also drunk because, again, they just rapidly drank an entire fishbowl full, and we gave them another one to do it again. So it was like 5 minutes of us just sitting there pretending to drink out of the bowl, and then the other team was doing the exact same thing because no one wanted to win. We were all about to throw up from alcohol that we drank at the time. So it was just us sitting there for an awkward amount of time pretending to try to drink these things.
I would have won.
Also the fishbowl style drink. It's got to be blue because of fish. Like the theme.
The last time I got one was with you, buddy, at the old. You
Mako's,
got me. You got me one as a novelty, like I think to screw with me or something.
And so, what is that? What's that traditional blue?
Blue Hawaiian Punch?
No, it's like what is it?
Curacao.
Curacao,
Yeah, something like that.
So it's either that and then just straight 151 or something. They throw some gummy worms in there and some
Brock
dirty.
VDM is saying it's called a zombie. Yeah, I think that is what it's called.
And anyway, just not the best. It's not delicious. It's you're drinking you're like, oh God.
I remember though the first one you have, like when you're an inexperienced drunk. The first hurricane that you have at like a Pat O'Brien's or something, you're like, this is real. You're like, this is the way I'm going to drink the rest of my life. And you don't do that.
So, Kenny, did you go through the thing at the radio station where some sort of promo person or salesperson gets annihilated at like
Yes.
a sponsor's bar or something, make some sort of small scene or whatever, then they have to do a company mandate.
We had a lot of those.
Telling everybody not to drink, and
I
if
think
you're an
somebody
employee,
pulled their penis out at Adobe Gia's one time or something. It's like something crazy bad, like real bad.
If you're an employee at the station, even if you're a radio personality, you're not supposed to drink alcohol.
And you know
during
it
work
happens
hours.
because the next day you'll see a vague email that addresses something happened, and then somebody's gone.
Oh, yeah. Then there's a new rule. Did you have to go through that?
No, so it didn't happen at the bar. The reason we got in trouble was we all ended up getting blacked out drunk because at the time the bar was like, oh, this is great. People are participating. Have some more drinks. So after the gig was done, we just kept drinking. I don't remember, and I highly will say do not ever, ever, ever do this. We somehow made it back to the radio station in a radio branded vehicle.
Yeah, you
We
always
woke up
drive
in the
the
morning.
station vehicle drunk. You don't want to wreck your own car. You're not an idiot.
I'm not joking. There was probably maybe years of promotions where everybody was drinking. Everybody.
I remember when it was like in recent years, I remember having a nickel beer event there. I was hosting trivia when a mandate came down that we weren't allowed to drink at events anymore. Do you remember that? Yeah. Because somebody had maybe discharged a weapon of some sort. And I'm like, I can't do this if I don't drink.
1 out of every 20 radio station vehicles on the road past 8:30 p.m. were drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk
That's
driving.
a solid bet. At least it was years ago, but yeah, it's solid.
So what happened, Kenny?
So I woke up in the radio studio under the console, like straight up. Just that's where I fell asleep. When I woke up, completely hungover, not knowing what's happening, there was a trail of blood going from the studio all the way to the back door. One of the people forgot their key fob, and in order to try to get into the station, ended up like breaking the glass door and punching through it in order to get through.
It's not that
and
important.
They had cut their hand.
It's not. It's radio. It's not. You just go home.
What do you need to go into the studio? You just blacked out, right?
They probably. I have no idea. We don't know which one it was. One of the promo people, but I think they were probably getting their own keys in order to drive home drunk anyway. But like, there's the trail of blood throughout the path. It's like those Family Circus cartoons where you see the little kids' footsteps walking around.
Yeah.
You saw the trail of blood going to the bathroom and then to the promo office and then to the studio.
Kenny, this is nothing like Family Circus, just so you know. This is a horrifying debauchery tale.
Was it, Kenny, did you work for a giant company, or was it like a mom and pop private?
No, it was a giant conglomerate. It was Cox Media, one of the biggest ones in the country.
Yeah. So
but needless to say, we got that mandate afterwards saying, hey, don't drink. And also remember your key fob so you're not breaking a glass door.
That's actually not that bad.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Hats off
That
to
isn't
Cox
that
Media for being cool dudes, because if you did that at iHeart, you'd be buddy. They fired a guy for eating saltine crackers one time. This guy's punching the glass, and they just send an email. They're like, hey,
Try not to do that.
ease up on the fish bowls and no more breaking doors. That's what I tell my daughter. I'm nice as hell. Like
the cracker thing was he stole someone.
It was a sleeve of saltine crackers. Could have been worked out.
Like he stole
on camera.
Gordita Joe's saltines from Roomba or whatever.
Yeah, he did.
And
so they fired him on the spot.
So Kenny, how long was your tenure at said radio station?
I was there for 2 years, and I did multiple duties. I was doing on-air stuff. I did a lot of promo stuff because, I mean, like you said, it's an easy, couple $100 just to go out and sit at a bar and twiddle your thumbs. But then I was fortunate enough to cover the Orlando Magic for the sister station doing sports. So I was able to achieve my dreams, but not before having to deal with the prize pigs and eating Hungry Howie's pizza in the middle of a car parking lot, every other weekend.
I'm glad that you got to share something that only Tom and I have done, and Sam a little bit. I don't think you ever did a full-blown, like, in a parking lot, but it is it's just terrible.
I mean, I went to a couple.
There's no way to make it good.
Hold on.
You lie to yourself when you're doing it, and you say it's not that bad, but it is blanking terrible.
It's somehow terrible, but the amount of money you're getting paid is absurd.
Obscene,
GD obscene.
Yeah,
absurd. Now, unless you're
disgusting.
the promo person, you're getting paid minimum wage.
Well, I don't know what they get now.
But
we were getting $150 an hour.
Yeah.
To stand in a parking lot, and I now I understand that you're saying, well, you're an idiot.
Yeah, but it was bad. It was so bad.
Yeah.
It was
horrible.
horrible.
It was like 95 degrees and 1,000% humidity, and you're literally surrounded by concrete metal cars. And then the only people that are visiting you are the salespeople because they're eating free lunch. Like, you literally aren't seeing any listeners. Because who the hell's going to drive out to a Sanford Ford dealership to hang out with a radio station?
Yeah, like it reminds
it's
me.
absurd that they did it. I don't why.
It reminds me of the open house that you talk about with your wife being a realtor. I remember standing at places. Okay, this is a sad fact. This is a sad fact.
Completely pointless.
I'm being serious. I'm going to try to say this without laughing. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's just put a number on it. In my career, I have done over 100
stand in the parking lot.
Right? The number of times that no one saw me is 4 or 5 times greater than the number of people that did see me.
Yeah.
If you are doing the math on that, that's not working. That's bad. That's bad business. You're giving me free money. I don't even really want to do it. It's not helping the client. Nobody's getting anything out of it.
It's the only time in life that you are actually upset too that someone's wasting their money paying you.
Yes.
You
can't believe it.
You're like,
You can't believe it.
Or you're like, wait a minute. No one should be paying me this much money for this. This is a completely waste of money.
I think that's why I fell in love with radio. I fell in love with a lie. I was like, I get paid to be alone.
Now,
that's what I thought. I was like, I get paid to go to car lots and just stand there and be with my thoughts.
There's different, like sometimes some of the bar gigs where a bunch of people go out and drink, they're spending money, and so you see the value.
I'm talking parking lot.
Yeah. I'm talking like car dealership,
Lowe's. Home Depot.
Moe's.
Moe's was inside. Moe's was inside, and man, that was the Andrea still clowns me about that. I'm sitting there playing Rock Band. I'm looking at her.
Oh, one of the biggest clients I had to do was a Kane's Furniture, and I'm like, who the hell just randomly goes to a Kane's Furniture to see a radio station? And be like, I'm gonna buy a couch. Yeah, that's totally fine. During those things, during the furniture ones, I would go inside and just sit in a recliner for like an hour and a half at a time, and then poke my head out. No one's there. Go back inside, sit on the recliner.
You're like, someone paid for this. This is absurd. Why? Mr. Kane? He's got to be a smart businessman. He owns his furniture.
How many times?
How is he that dumb? How was everybody dumb?
How many times would you do this one? And if you say you never did this.
Well, I was at a kangaroo in like bad part of town, and I was like, "Why am I here?" Only rednecks listen to this station.
My memory is foggy, but there may have been at least once, maybe even twice to 3 times, where you would go to the promotion. You'd be doing a parking lot Lowe's. Let's just call it that.
Yeah.
You'd be doing that. You go there. You pull up in the van with the promo person. It's you, typically like a young teen girl, and me. And all I want to do is smoke cigarettes and get the F out of there.
Wow.
So we get there, and then we go inside, and we go to check in with the manager to find where they want the van. They have no idea that we're supposed to be there.
Right.
And they have decided that they don't care what we do. So then we go there, we hang out for about 20 minutes, then we get back in the van, and then we just go to like a place to eat lunch, and we camp out there until the promotion's over, and I pick up the check and go home and get paid.
I was never had the balls.
I did that a couple times, I think.
To leave, but a couple times I talked to the promo person.
No, if they didn't want you there, I always looked at it like, well, you don't want me here.
Yeah.
You're the manager. I'm leaving.
Right.
But I'm not going to tell iHeart
because
that
that should have been Clear Channel at the time's
Right.
job to let them know you were going to be there.
Right.
Yeah. So if they did it and they don't want you there, bye-bye.
And I'm not going to tell Clear Channel because they might go, oh, Moe's didn't want you? Well, hold on. Go to Qdoba then. And set up. And I'm not taking that chance.
I go to a 7-Eleven, me and the promo person, right? And then I'm like, well, we used to joke. We're like, no way they know we're supposed to be here. This is absurd.
Yeah, you
this
do a bet. Do they know? Do they know? They don't know.
And then I go in, and then I look at the clerk or the person behind the cash register. They look at me. Of course, they don't know anything. They're just working.
There's the worker.
They don't know.
Yeah, they're just a day shift worker.
Yeah, like they don't know the plan, the promotional marketing of the 7-Eleven Corporation or whatever. So I'm like, hey, I'm here with the radio station. Can we just set up outside in the parking lot? And they're like, I don't know. And then I'm like, all right, we're just going to set up in the parking lot. And then they're like, okay. And then, by the way, I'm there for an Oreo Cakesters commercial, which somehow 7-Eleven is paying for, or no, the promotion or whatever. They don't even sell them inside the damn.
It's like
7-Eleven.
It's like a group buy.
We stand there, we set up stuff, and people.
And then you ask listeners to go get you Mountain Dew, which is what he did to me.
Kenny, did you do one like that?
Oh, yeah. So like Tom was saying, it's always just random corporate people that are coming up with the addresses. They just say, oh, this address is in a high market area. Go there. One of them that I did, and Sam will know this, it was a Hess station, but it was the Hess station at Disney, like right outside of Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that.
You have to drive into Disney in order to go to that gas station.
Nobody wants you there, by the way.
Literally, no one would show up. And then random tourists would be there, and they're like,
what the hell is this?
I don't want your koozie. I don't want your stupid ass
There's
t-shirt.
nobody from Florida at that Hess station.
No.
I've been there multiple times. It's just tourists.
My favorite person is, first, no one even comes up to even like, then you think, well, maybe it's good promotion for the radio station. That's not true.
No, you got to throw that away, buddy. You got to get into the lane I got into. That was the sweet lane. Was once the tent's out, I'm like, don't even put any of the other stuff out. I get to a point where I'm like, don't put the skirt on the table. That makes us a bigger target. Just leave it off and just put the tent lower, and hopefully we'll blend in behind this garden equipment.
I was always afraid that somehow like there would be someone to be like, well, this like drunkie doesn't care about someone to rat on me or something.
But nobody cares.
I know. But we stand there, we put out some plastic sunglasses, a DVD of The Rock, and then some koozies, and then some T-shirts.
Legally Blonde too.
Legally Blonde too. Then some T-shirts that were not even radio station T-shirts, like Corona shirts, like the beer,
Bud Light,
Bud Light shirts, and then put it out there. And then every once in a while, some landscaper who was like filling up their lawnmowers would wander over to the thing.
What you got here?
And then pick up the DVD of Legally Blonde 2, then throw it back on the table because he's disinterested.
No, he thought it was porno, and then he's like, "Oh, this is."
He'd move around the sunglasses, like look at it with disgust, and then just walk away because even the garbage that we're giving away for free, maybe sometimes they'd be like, "Is this free?" And we'd say yes, and they still wouldn't take it. And then they just walk back, and that's the only interaction. And you scream in your head, "Why is this happening? How is this happening?"
Here's another fun fact about radio, like when you're doing the on-site promotion. If you have a DVD to give away, the DVD is never inside the case. It's rattling around in there.
Yeah.
Like always. It'll never be in the little, whatever that thing is, the push hole pocket. And it's just getting scratched to S.
Yeah. Why
because it's in a giant Rubbermaid container that the promo people are just taking from van to van.
Yes, there's a stinky carpet in there. There's old cigarettes in there.
Then some old people, the prize pigs, they'd show up because they're the only listeners
they don't even listen. They just know that you have free stuff.
But this is before the internet, so they would listen and find out where you were going to be at, and they drive far. They live in Sand Lake.
Eric Merchman's in the chat room. He says this sounds a lot like our town. Merchman!
Merchman!
God, you've done it this time, Merchman.
You're giving away our secrets.
Oh, Merchman, you've done it.
How dare you give away our secrets? I told
what
you.
Did I tell you about watching our Twitch, Merchman?
Put the garbage out. Finger through it. It's all I know.
Eric busted us red-handed. He's sitting here. He's like, guys,
you guys do the same
God
thing.
damn it,
hey guys, Kitty. He's calling him. Eric calls Kitty. He's like, yeah, you still talking to him? Yeah. Are they still saying they don't do that? Yeah, they do it.
And they pay me the same
Yeah.
amount.
Who does this? We do this. We do this.
I love you,
The
Eric.
only
Thanks for
difference is you're
listening.
not out of Kane's Furniture.
Oh my God, that's funny.
We send him to Johnny.
Wherever we're at, same.
So come
same
get our
ass.
DVDs. We'll be at Dr. Phillips Center Front Yard Festival.
April 17th.
Yeah, come get our stuff.
Yeah. But
Do you have the Tooth Fairy 2 on DVD?
honestly, here's why. But most of the time, you do that because it's the radio station or whatever. Just giving the promo people in the tent to a company that's a sponsor to try to appease them or make them happy. Be like, yeah, we'll put the tent out there as if there's some value to it.
There's no value,
but there's a perceived value. The client's like, all right, they're doing the tent thing, and then somehow that makes everything better.
Well, no.
It's
Let's do the math.
It's a waste of goddamn time.
No, maybe it's not, because if I were
I'm doing it too.
Remember when you guys would send Lee downtown for the soccer match?
That's what we were doing.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell
We're
you.
doing what they taught us.
We only know what we know. I learned it from you.
I went down there one time, and everybody was too afraid to go up to the
Well,
tent
he was
because
mean.
Lee looked like
He
an
was-
a-hole.
No, he was an a-hole. Like, we can say
He was
that.
mean to everybody.
Look, God bless the guy. I wish the guy nothing but good luck, right? But I'm just saying, he wasn't mean to people.
There were so many koozies. I think he gave out one, and it was to me.
But
he thought he was immortal.
It is that kind of thing where if I'm buying for the radio station and I'm like, I don't know, I'm a little on the fence, and you're like, hold on a second, what if okay, to sweeten the deal, what if I put in there that I will punish one of my employees by sending them to your car lot, and they will just stand there in the hot sun and do nothing, and you can watch them be miserable for 2 hours. Well, you know what?
I'll do it. Deal.
So the only redeeming factor I can even possibly think of is they always made us put the station vehicle on the side of the road.
Yes.
So essentially, they just paid for a 2-hour wacky inflatable armed tube man. That's all they did, was just they needed a roadside attraction of a giant multicolored vehicle.
Travis, look into wacky inflatable arm tube men.
No, I already looked at. They're expensive.
They are
how
expensive.
expensive?
Yeah, well, the one I wanted was about $1,700, but it does look like me.
Well, that's because maybe we
It's
just
my head.
like one of our sponsors like, hey, will you come out? But we can't. But we'll send the tubeman.
We'll send the Tom and Dan Tubeman.
We'll send Travis with the wacky. He'll set it up in front of your business.
And he'll dress British. Like, we'll send the British banker and his tubeman.
We should get a wacky inflatable arm tube man because that's honestly.
We can get the little ones for your desk. Have you seen those? They make the little ones that are about this big.
I mean, I'm making the joke, but they are rich. Like, I want to be rich
No,
too.
the tubeman patent went in all different directions.
Like iHeart has got money.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the man that invented tubeman.
No. I'm talking
That
about
ship sailed.
the radio station.
What's more effective, the tube man or the giant inflatable gorilla?
I think tubeman over gorilla.
I don't know.
Because it moves.
Giant inflatable gorilla. Now those things are back. Like
Are they?
They attract my attention.
Are the kids loving
Oh,
them?
they attract your attention. That means you're a dumb old man.
That also means they're back, Sam. He saw
Well,
one. He's
it's just
like,
not digital.
they're back.
I'm just saying something that's not digital. Like everything digital gets lost.
Yeah,
and
we're
then-
back to the real stuff. Hipster car lots have inflatable
You're going to start
gorillas.
having inflatable decorations in your yard. It's just a matter of time.
Everything's just the internet. It's just like, what does it matter? But
The
yeah,
inflatable gorilla will always have a pun on it, like, we're bananas about our sale.
Yeah, that's true.
I know I've told the story a million times, but Kenny, you've inspired me to tell the spinning a sign at the condos with the Hooters waitresses.
That was one of my
The
favorites.
Hooters semi.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was the amount of money that they spent on the buffet spread because they definitely thought that
I showed
at
up.
least 600 people were going to show up to this apartment complex.
This guy was the manager of the apartment complex, was a huge listener, and he convinced the
Those
owner.
are the best ones because you can suck them dry. You can
It
suck
was-
every bit of money they got.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why you're like, look, I'll get you to meet Bubba one time.
Yeah.
Just give me all your money, and
Yeah, they do it.
I will ruin your life. I'll ruin your family.
And he, this condo was in trouble. They were going to fail. It was the bubble. It was 2008 or
he was
7.
he was trying to get there, but construction just kept getting
Yeah,
delayed.
Yeah, things and prices are going down. Something's happening. They need one last push. The manager said, "I know.
Throw it all at them.
We'll send Drunky. That'll get people to come here and buy
What's
condos."
better than Drunky and the Hooters Race Team 18-wheeler?
That'll get people to drive down here and buy $200,000 condos on Rio Grande Avenue.
Next Saturday at Kensington Arms, it's Drunky the Bear and the Hooters NASCAR Race Team 18-wheeler.
Yeah, it's a Holden OBT and like near there. So
What was the name of Paradise Ridge? I believe was the name.
I know it was on Rio Grande. A cop stopped me, or stopped it. He's like, "Druggy, what the hell are you doing here?
Get out of here!"
He literally said, "What the hell are you doing here?" Concerned. And I'm in a bear suit spinning a condo sign. Anyway, the Hooters 18-wheeler was there, and I'm not joking.
Oh, the spread.
They converted the pool area into like some sort of disco.
Was that the one I dropped by? I came by.
I think you did.
I think that's the one. I came by this. No, the whole interior because they had one of them open.
Yeah.
So they decorated one of the units as like a party discotheque.
The Hooters semi truck pulled up and then folded out like
Yeah, it was like,
and the grill folds out.
it was like, we have the Hooters. We can grill 1,000 wings at a time.
And they have those construction lights that are spinning on the top. It's a ghost town in the parking lot. Yeah.
Oh.
And then there's Hooters waitresses that are like catering it with dress like.
But they have
Hooters
no one to
waitresses.
serve the wings to. So they're just walking around with thousands of wings.
No, some of the this attracted the attention of some of the like the
Walkers
people.
by?
No, the people who
people already
live there.
live.
Yeah. But
They
it was
live in the older units.
It was during a weekday, during the day. Like, so it's not like this was a Saturday, like during the week. It's like a weekday at like 3 p.m. Like, so who's just anyway?
Kenny, the way you're smiling and with that shirt on, you look like the manager of a Cheddar's.
And then the guy panicked. He said he was like he needs some people in there. He asked the Hooters waitress to spin the sign. She declined, but I am too much of a P word to say no.
You're a people pleaser.
I will
right?
always say yes, no matter what you ask me to do. So I'm spinning the sign in the bear suit. The cop says, "What the hell are you doing here?" And I say, "I'm getting paid $150 an hour." So it's just,
It's worth
it actually is more than I should get paid, but it seems like less.
It does. It does.
But
the ones that were the most embarrassing, and I don't know if you had that at this one that you're referencing. This one is that is the Chef's Kiss best one. But what would make it double uncomfortable is if the manager he would put heat on you, right?
Oh yeah, because he's like, why isn't this working?
Right.
Like I was,
and it's not
promised.
his fault. It's not your fault. It's not even really the AE's fault. It's the company's fault because they know this stuff doesn't work and they know and they perpetuate. But the sad part is that you would have, oh my God, you'd have people come by. Listeners, they would come by occasionally, but then they just get like a to-go box and just take food and leave.
They don't want to hang out in the parking lot.
And that's where it gets a little
Why would you want to hang out in a parking lot? Like,
you wouldn't. Yeah.
Nobody likes to hang out at a parking lot.
Because it's not a hangout lot, it's a parking lot. You park there and you walk away from it.
But for some reason, the parking lot is the main theme to all of these. It's like, where do we do our events? Parking lot.
Well, it's because the people that come to these events are so dirty they should stay in the parking lot.
Anyway, sorry, Kenny. We got on a tangent.
They started telling all their stories.
Yeah. I just
no, that's the only reason I knew. I was like, okay, blood on the carpet, getting drunk at a bar. That's going to kick off Tom Van's 30th time saying the Hooters.
No, but it reminds me of the time that I got drunk in a parking lot.
He also wore Hooters orange just for the story.
And took drugs and came up and tried to give away Fat Boy Slim tickets on the air when we didn't even have them.
There's other one. There's a post-hurricane. Some kangaroo down in Kissimmee, and the mayor or one of the commissioners of Kissimmee gave me his all-access UCF parking pass for Metallica tickets.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then I parked in front of the teachers in like the presidential parking lot, and like a goal for a politician. Yeah, it was unlimited.
You're like the dean of the students.
It was all the way to the top.
I had jet ski and like trash in the back of my truck for sure.
Oh my God.
Teachers are walking by like, what the hell is this?
Wow.
Like, anyway, all right, Kenny.
You did an excellent job today, Kenny.
You got anything to plug?
His podcast.
Don't be so mad about that, Tom. God
I
dang.
know.
Yes. Two Moves podcast, twomoves.com/sticker, twomoves.com/merch. We did the thing where we ordered the t-shirts first, but please buy from us. And two is spelled TOO. So TOOMOOFS, twomoves.com. It is a terrible website, but hey, it's a thing.
Tony,
I like that. It's a terrible website, but hey, it's a thing.
I like that too.
Tony, start or buy twomoves.com, but TWO. And then
we'll capitalize on their success.
Yeah.
We start
Just
doing that.
case,
We do variations of everybody who's successful just in case it bleeds over.
Joke's on you. It's actually going to make it worse for you guys.
That's what we
We'll
want.
take away with it.
See you, dude.
See you, Kitty.
Later. Bye. It doesn't make the thing. I like it when it bloop. And I'm like, all right, it's gone. Because like this way, I don't know if they're really gone, so they can still one time.
Yeah, they pipe back in.
You see him there. He could jump right back in. Was that good, guys? And I'd be like, no, it wasn't. No, it was good. You did good, Kenny.
We should find, because it's just these stories make
I want
me
to
laugh so much.
I want to buy.
Did you see Dickerman just got out of the radio business?
No, really?
Yeah, he's working at Old Advent Health now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I saw that.
Good for
yesterday.
him.
How long has he worked in radio?
It seems like forever.
I believe he was let go in the last big thing of cuts, which was last year.
Where did he work again?
JRR.
Okay,
and
yeah,
then bounced around a little bit, and he's awesome.
We need to find some old radio guys to tell us promotion horror
secrets?
stories.
Well, I know all the
secrets. It's
I
not much of a secret.
I want to buy Boss Hog Radio.
I don't think it's for sale.
I think they love it.
We could
and I don't think they'll
crowdfund.
sell
No, but
it.
we need to take
Nobody's
it.
heard.
Yeah, but it's not doing anything.
We can go visit them, though. Tater Hayes?
If we buy it, we can actually turn it into what it needs to be.
What if we do a go-to show
I think it is
at
what
their
it
little
needs to be.
flea market they do?
We can make it into our, it's my dream. It's my bucket. I want to own a radio station.
You could probably buy one, but the licensing and stuff is like overpriced. Like the FCC,
it is.
What do you pay for that?
I don't know.
But I have a number of multiple tens of thousands of dollars a year, I think, or something like that. It's expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also like old world, when these EMPs go off.
Yeah.
It's old technology. I think we'll be able to use it to communicate radio freedom when we start the rebellion.
Well, it's illegal to just get a radio transmitter. That's like the old school, what is that called?
Because
pirate
radio, yeah.
And that's
people do it. There was one here in town just a little while ago.
I mean, are someone still enforcing that? Like, if we started a pirate radio station, would someone even say anything?
Yeah, I think they would eventually. Yeah.
Would they? Would they be like, you can't do this?
I think they would. We could try it. I just don't know if we want to dabble in these little federal pranks. Little federal pranks. Surprise! No big deal.
I like federal pranks.
Federal pranks is funny. It's like a great.
It's like wiretapping laws. I've never.
That's just a little prank.
Yeah, come on.
It's harmless. What? It's a pirate radio station. What? We were playing Sublime on there. It wasn't even doing anything bad. Wait. Oh, you're locking it. Oh, 30 years. Federal pranks.
The pranks on you at the end. They're like federal prison. Yeah. Oh, that's a bad one.
That's weird.
Bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha is here. Butler is not surprised there. Let's get to it.
So I know this gentleman. I know we kind of stopped taking
I have no idea
bits.
who this is.
Yeah. Well, remember when I said anybody could do a bit? Just let us know.
It appears that Smooth Hawaiian Jesus is joining us. I have no idea what you guys are doing.
Yeah. Well, it's we did have an applicant for a bit, and he sent us an email.
Oh, where we get other. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, where listeners do our job.
Yes.
Got you.
And then his idea was like, I'll put together some trivia each week. Was like, by the way, they're getting harder and harder for the listener to do, where like their ideas are more convoluted and harder.
Yeah,
like
pretty soon it'll be like a choose your own adventure show.
Like I thought it would just be like I'll talk about the Bears, and then like you got it.
Yeah.
But
it used to be
like Canadian Josh. He just wanted to talk about Canada.
Maybe call me a purist, but that's what I like. I mean, maybe I'm old school, but I like a good beer of the week, attorney on the air. I like the standards.
Yeah, and then
the chat wants to call him Trivia Baby.
Okay,
he is very smooth. He's handsome,
but he doesn't talk like.
First of all, you didn't tell me that the listeners we would be zooming into the show would be attractive. Now, this is going to be a problem.
Okay, yeah.
When you and I are trying to work on our fitness and be more attractive to our wives and to the listeners, because we're now doing a visual component to the show, it's kind of a dumb idea to have a young, good-looking, what appears to be off-duty PI.
Yeah.
Stop by the show to do
He's the new host of The Weakest Link, apparently.
Yeah, it's weird, but I'll go with it.
So I don't know what this is going to be.
Okay,
that's good.
I know
Fair
that
enough.
it involves trivia. Samantha.
All right, fine.
I went through the email, took the talking points.
You're a step further than I am. I didn't go through the email. So what are we doing here, Sam?
Well, Drew hit us up wanting to do a corporate time trivia with all of us.
Oh, well, hey,
he's
Drew.
Gonna have some questions, and we don't remember anything we do, so I'm sure this will end up great.
I'm going to guess that I'm going to dominate in this.
Okay.
So, Drew, how you doing?
I'm good. This is a joy to be on the show with you all.
So
Joy.
now,
I don't like this guy.
I always try to
dare
figure out what the motivation is for you guys to do these bits because
What's in it for you?
yeah,
Drew.
because I haven't found any value yet. It is
Yeah,
my
good.
perceived value, but
In the show,
You know,
in general, or
like Canadian Josh, I don't know why he does
He's
it.
trying to get little cheese popular.
Yeah, there's that, but I think it's more of like he's bored in Canada. It's cold, and
I've
they need
never.
something to do.
I've seen his boys one time. He's never with his family. He got COVID. I don't know. Like
EJ has started with him promoting a stand-up, but no one ever went. And
Right.
now he's not doing stand-up, so now he's just promoting his sad life.
I think it's all he's got. It's his only outlet, so he does it for that reason.
I guess.
Then
Every time he does it, he sends me a text and says, "This is the only thing I have going."
Then old Kenny still just wants to grasp a hold of his
I
radio
think Kenny
dreams.
just likes to try out new shirts on the Zoom camera.
So, Drew, why are you doing it?
I was inspired by a previous person, and in my life, I found now that anything a boss baby can do, another man can do.
Oh,
Wow,
This
calling
guy's
out
been-
Boss Baby.
This guy's been practicing his bits.
Wasn't
He has
that a
things
movie?
written down. Okay, I'm warming up to Drew.
it's business baby, not boss baby.
Close enough.
I'm
close
warming
enough.
up to
Oh, I
Drew.
said boss baby.
Business baby, boss baby, they don't return our calls anymore. One of them used to be our old intern. He worked at Jersey Mike's. He's gone.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
guy. What was his name? McGraw.
Well, he was
McGraw.
business bro.
Yeah,
he
he's
tried
gone
that,
too.
Yeah,
but
business
he got a
bro.
lot of heat, and they ran for the hills. He emailed me, and then there was like we went hard on him one day,
Yeah.
and that was it. I think he thought that we were like. Making fun
I
of
don't
him
know
too
what
much,
was
or
happening.
clowning him too much. Anyway,
Maybe we were clowning him too much.
so Drew, you heard one of the bits, and you thought I could do better than that.
Yep, 100%.
All right.
Well,
So-
All
Shall we?
right, let's get it going.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your plan here for the trivia? We've done trivia in the past here.
Okay, radio shows typically, especially on this station, they do not do trivia.
Yeah.
So we're
the only
probably
show.
gonna have to ask Jack if this is okay.
It's never a let's waste a segment type scenario.
No, I mean, we have a busy news schedule. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to take time from what's going on in the world to just ask silly questions. It seems a little irresponsible with the license.
And then give away a prize to. How does this work?
Yeah.
Should we get a caller on the line?
Well, no, I have the rules here. I don't know that we'll be able to do the full 6 to 8 questions, but let me just run through these really quick.
68.
No, 6 to 8.
69, but
6 to 8.
Yeah, you should have just done 69.
So each segment will have a total of 6 to 8 questions. The questions will be based off conversations and topics from the previous week of ACT.
Wait a minute, is this how they do it on other shows? Because I don't know about this.
The question progression will start from easy or relevant to hard or obscure.
Oh, God.
Contestants will each be assigned a buzz-in catchphrase. I'm going to help you create your buzz-in catchphrases on the first run. The first one to buzz
Stop
in
the
and get
steal!
it right wins the point. Contestants will be rewarded 1 point for each question they get correct. For excitement, I may even throw in some 3-point questions for the last question. After all the questions are asked and points are awarded, there will
I
be
like
a
beer.
winner for the day and running tally leaderboard for the seat of trivia champion. So give us our buzz-in phrases.
Yeah. So
Victoria's Secret Second Skin Satin.
we're going to do kind of like a little Mad Lib game here, and these are really inspired by who you are as a person. So, Sam, you're first.
Okay?
I need a food that you really like that starts with the letter B.
Oh, I thought you said D, and I was like, you win, Drew.
Burrito.
Love it. All right.
You sit silently while he
Dan.
Okay, yes.
I need something tiny but dangerous.
Ooh.
Dan.
Tiny but dangerous Dan.
All right, Tom, you got to be honest with me now. I need an adjective, a word that describes you honestly right now.
Strong.
Okay, strong.
That's strong?
Strong, yes.
I like the quiet.
Sam, so for your buzz-in phrase, I was inspired by your TikTok. I don't know why that doesn't have 100,000 views. It should. So your buzz-in phrase is busty burrito.
All right, I'm Busty
Oh,
Burrito.
it's you're close, Drew. It's
Yeah.
We're getting 90s.
It's dipping.
Drew, I'm liking you more and more, Drew.
Yeah. I'd order that on the menu. All right. Dan,
that got creepy.
you talk about how you might not be that big a stature, but you, sir, are a force of nature.
Oh.
So, and you also want to make a rap name all the time. So your rap name and buzzing phrase, Little Dan.
Lil Dan.
Lil Dan.
Oh, I got the easiest one.
I know.
Busty Burrito's hard to say.
All right, and Tom, we evolve as people. You used to be Drunky the Bear. You're not that person anymore. You know that. But today you are Strongy the Bumbler.
Oh, that's going to be hard for him to ring in with.
I know, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attempt to break Drew in the
Oh.
segment.
Oh.
What does that mean?
Well,
Like
he's
the Iron
strong.
Sheik
He's going to break.
break his ass? I'll make you humble and break your back and break your ass.
Because I feel
it's your brownie.
I feel like Drew has gone through this a lot in his head.
What?
And,
Been broken?
No, this whole bit, this idea.
It's already gone too
this
far.
Is,
Yeah.
I'm going to figure out his motivation.
He has put more thought into this one segment than we've done any of our events. Any of them.
Yeah. There has to be some other motivation that I'm gonna dig in and find that Drew's doing this. There's got to be some,
The chat room is
podcast.
just shredding.
Yeah.
I feel
It's
it.
getting bad in there.
I feel
And
it.
it's all love. Hold on, let me
I
preface
can't even
this.
look at the chat room because it's awkward.
don't
but
look at
I
it.
feel the heat coming because they're killing you,
Oh,
Drew.
yeah.
They hate your guts.
They really do. But Drew,
Everything about this.
it's all love because the chat room,
It's hate.
they're playing, but I'll just read one. One guy says, "You look extremely breakable."
Oh.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. All right. So I feel like should we have a listener on to try to go against us? Because
not maybe next week. We don't.
No,
have-
I want to complicate this, and whatever Sam
Please
doesn't want, I
don't.
want.
This is
Like,
part of
My
breaking
God.
Drew.
This is breaking me.
Yeah, Sam
You're
says-
breaking Busty Burrito.
Wait a minute. I was watching Breaking Busty Burrito last night, and it is good.
Anybody from Twitch, call in. Tell us somebody from Twitch will call in.
Matt gets mad. Call in because you're really mean.
Yeah. Tracy, Claus, Brock, just someone call in.
Yeah,
so we
Matt
can listen.
says, I don't hate him. I just hate the feeling I get when I look at his face.
Because you're going to ask us some trivia, and guess what? None of us here are going to know it. Because
I'm going to win.
you're like, what is, wow! You have no idea. You're like, when was that? What is this? We never did that. You have no idea what we did on the show.
You're right.
How are you going to know? There's no way.
You're right.
And then I'm not going to know.
Well, we could try.
Only person that would know is Travis, because all he does is listen to the show and it
Okay,
says,
Canadian Josh said that he would call in.
Okay.
Okay, Drew, does that work if we have
well,
Canadian?
no, he knows too
Perfect,
much.
Perfect.
I need some of the Twitch people that don't even like the show to call in.
Oh, like the
Well,
people
why are they
that
on if they don't like
you
it?
want the people that
I don't
wander
know.
in and
We got
say,
somebody.
Cement, show Bob's. Those guys hammer me every afternoon. I get the same Middle Eastern guys telling me to give Samantha, my producer, to show the Bobs, and eventually I'm gonna show the Bobs.
We got Tracy online.
there it is.
Sam, if I have a guy that's hammering our Twitch channel, who's like a Middle Eastern man, and he keeps hammering me to send a picture of your Bobs, how much money would it take to get a Bob pic?
Just Photoshop it like Tom said.
No, he wants the real.
Well, he don't know. You can send it,
I'll put burritos on the next.
all right.
What line
We
is
got
he on?
Tracy on line 1. Tracy got in before Canadian
Hey,
Josh.
Tracy. So good to talk to you, and
What
thank
is
you.
Tracy's buzzing?
Thank you for
phrase?
taking time out of your 7th morning White Claw to call into the show.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, Tracy, you'll play with us. You buzz in with claws.
All right,
that's
there
a
we
good-
go.
that's-
And
a good
let's
catchphrase.
start this. All right, Drew. I forgot my buzz in turn. I'm just going to scream Tom. Yeah.
All right, question number 1. The category, no introduction necessary. On Monday's episode titled Subspectrum, during the introduction, Tom revealed that there's something he doesn't like. What was it?
That's everything.
Claws.
Claus
Okay,
called
Claus,
in. Okay.
yeah.
Fun.
Fun.
Fun is incorrect.
Fun is
Oh,
incorrect.
God.
Tracy, you have to
I got
take
so-
off.
This could literally be anything.
Yeah, I got so
Tracy,
many
you have
things.
to take off your shirt now.
No.
There's hints.
Oh my God.
I have hints if you don't get it.
So
Strip
many things I
trivia?
don't
It's
like.
a word that starts with the letter P.
I go people, but that's too broad.
Edgar Allan.
Lil Dan. Poe.
And we're just giving
Who said
away
that?
the answers now?
Poe is correct.
Oh, that just
he has
blew
a
my
bell.
ears out.
He has a bell.
Sorry.
This isn't working. That laugh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That sealed the deal.
You just
Who I am.
You hit a bell and you went.
you just pulled a what's that?
What
Yeah,
was
you just pulled a Freddy Krueger, and I'm sorry you lost.
No, what was that politician? That
Oh, yeah.
Howard Dean.
You built a nervous weirdo Howard Dean.
We're gonna do it. We're really gonna. I'm gonna be the president. Hold on, ready?
That was back in the day where just a noise.
It cost that man his presidency.
Why did you make the noise?
We rocketed
The
past
correct
that.
answer is Po Boys, not Poe. So I don't think he gets the point.
He said he doesn't like him called Po Boys, but then at the end he said, I just don't even like the word Po.
That's pretty funny.
That is funny. That guy's
Why do you
really
like the
good.
word Po?
Next question.
Next question. This question category is Story Time with Tom.
Okay.
On Thursday's show titled Castleberry Slenderman, Tom was telling us a story about cleaning leaves out of his gutters. What was the dated but chat room adored reference Tom made about the way he was standing on the roof?
Tom,
Go ahead, Tom.
I said I was owling on the roof.
Boom! Owling! Point for Tom!
Yeah, good job, buddy.
I only remember my own stories.
I know.
Everybody else I forget it.
The last one was about you, too.
Yeah, but that one.
It wasn't one of his favorites. He flags his favorites in his mind. That's how
that
quick
was just
he
a
works.
random R-word thought.
Okay, next question.
I kind of feel like if Pabone would make a shirt of you owling on your roof with a bag, leaves coming out all over the place, little lady in the corner saying, "It's a bear!" And Castleberry Slenderman, I would buy that right away.
I like that.
Drew, do you got a podcast? Or are you part of some radio thing?
Why do you want to be mean to Drew?
No, I'm trying to dig in why Drew has put so much time and effort into this.
You hate the fact that Drew's bit is you hate that he's so prepared. You hate the bell, you hate the jacket, you hate the background, you hate it all.
No, I'm just
You want to know
suspicious.
why?
I'm suspicious.
Okay. You want to know
Tell
why?
me why.
Yeah. It's like when the guy in the suit.
Who are you trying to impress, Drew?
He's like-
Us or your girlfriend?
Yeah.
I'm just a real big fan, and then I think you guys are fun. So this is just fun for me.
That can't be.
Does
that can't be the reason.
Okay, now if you come on here and if we love your bit, will you continue to listen? And if we hate your bit, will you continue to listen? Just tell me which way to go.
I knew it was a coin toss, could go either way. I'm still in. I'm still a fan.
Okay, fine. Next question then. I'm still into. You know what? You broke my heart with that. I looked into your eyes and let's keep going.
This next question is a Weird Question Wednesday. On Wednesday's episode titled The Demon Teeman, Tom and Dan talked to a teeman named Kyle. Kyle said that the Winter Park sign was made out of a shrub made from that same plant to make the tea, Yopon. What did Dan say the Castleberry sign was made out of?
I don't remember any of these.
Yeah, because you guys don't listen to my stories, and my stories are pretty good.
What is it?
My little references? I don't know. I don't listen to nothing.
Busty Burrito.
Yes, Sam.
Go for it, Busty Burrito.
Mississippi Snow.
No.
I don't know. It's one of my notes.
Ah, God, it was okay. I'm trying to think.
Here's a hint. It's another word for a technical glitch.
Daniel's only got like 5 or 10 Castleberry jokes that he just rotated.
You're right.
Throughout the
I do
same-
rotate them.
It's a garbage.
I'm
a
on 6 right now.
Raccoon.
The sign would be at the end section.
Tracy?
Claus called in.
I was going to say, yeah, bugs. Wasn't it bugs?
Bugs is correct.
No, yeah, the old
That's not
bug
even
sign.
funny. That's dumb.
No, but it
Who
has
said that?
You
I loved it.
said
I
that.
died laughing.
That's not good.
There's a bonus point here to be awarded.
All right.
After Dan said it was made of bugs, Tom, you said there was a Castleberry motto.
So many different
How
mottos.
do you not know the Castleberry motto?
It's written on the sign.
And you're diehard Castleberry. Every picture you make that okay sign with your hands and you say you're Castleberry proud.
These are the kind of jokes that we say them and instantly get erased from our brain.
I think Tracy hung up.
God.
Or she
I'm
thought,
here.
oh, I thought, okay.
What's the Castleberry motto, Drew? We all don't know.
We use the bugs.
It's
good.
funny again. I came back around.
Use the bugs. Why is that even funny? It's stupid.
We use the bugs.
I love it.
It is funny.
Drew, this is obviously going horribly.
Yeah, Drew, I got to be real with you, man.
Yeah. This is
You prepared so much that this reeks of business, baby.
Let's have a talk here.
Yeah.
Let's take a
All
pause.
right.
Let's take a
All right,
pause.
let's take your background off so we can get sad.
I
I want to see what's behind. You have to take your background off.
Do you have a creepy
Yeah.
mirror behind
I'm
you?
gonna
What's in the red solo cup?
Yeah,
We're
take
all
your
starting to
background.
drink now.
Fuzzy cider.
We're doing it.
He's got a cider.
Oh, he's drinking a cider.
Okay,
Fast, nervous.
turn your background off so we can see how sad your apartment is.
yeah, turn it off. We can see.
I'll turn it off.
All right.
He's got great teeth and that beard.
Yeah. But it's
My
all
God.
facade.
You are you broke him, Tom.
I don't know how to do it.
Not
even
that
worse.
professional.
Even worse.
You broke me, dang it.
You did. You win.
So-
This is the bid now. It's called
We break you.
we break it. Now think about that. That's a great play on words because we could either give you your big break or we'll break your
Yeah,
heart.
that's
So, Drew, me and Daniel have figured out this weird equation with this show that is
It's only our show, I believe.
that it's somehow beneficial to us, but also the most infuriating thing that we could possibly imagine.
Well,
And
it's beneficial, but we don't know how to properly wield it.
Yes, it's so here's what we figured out. The more me and Daniel care, the worse the product is somehow, which is hard to understand and hard to deal with because this is also our career, our business.
We have people that depend on us
Yeah.
to continue this for many years.
And so we obviously care, but we somehow can't when it comes to the product that we sell, which is basically this. And so we figured out that anytime we go into a show trying to be over-prepared and care too much, then it always goes wrong. And then when we go into the show not
That's
giving
true.
a damn and just whatever,
Then
who
we
cares?
have fun. Then we have a good time.
Then we have fun, and the product is good, and it's so hard. And Drew, you fell into it. You came in super prepared.
Yeah.
You had the dinger. You had the background.
dinger.
Let's not
Hold
talk
on
about Drew's
now.
dinger.
Like you prepared like.
Oh, he's drinking heavily now.
Oh, big goals, big
Pounding
goals.
the cider.
Right,
My God.
And you've come 6 to 8 questions per category. How many categories
You got
are there?
sound effects.
Yeah, you had to go back and listen to all the shows, pick out your question, your sound effects. You had this bit at the beginning where you're going to name us.
Oh,
do this
somebody in
Mad
the
Lib.
chat room said he bought a shirt for today.
yeah.
You
This
had a
is your
special background. You're wearing a blazer, for Christ's sake, which is the international fat dad way of dressing up for anything important.
And the harder you tried, Drew,
Yeah.
the worse it got. And then the chat room's yelling at you. They're hating
and you
it.
couldn't pull the nose up, man. But as soon as they saw your try hard shirt, they were
Yeah.
like, "Get him."
Yeah, your questions were too hard. We all didn't know.
He did too good of a job.
You
You did so good of a job that your bid, I'm sorry, we just can't pick it up. We can't do it. It will not be a repeat bid. It's
Kind of like Shark Tank. People try out their bits if
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
want to make them stars.
But it doesn't
or
mean
if you want to break them.
It doesn't mean, Drew, that you're dead in the water here.
No,
There's still, you
absolutely
still
not.
got a chance. We just got to figure out a different
no,
bit.
if he came on any other show, I feel like he'd succeed.
Yeah.
You
And
put this on JCS, it works all day long. You put this on Remy's Roundtable, it works all day
Now-
long.
now
put
we-
it on the old Phillips file, works all day long. You put it on our show, it just can't work.
we don't
It's not you, it's us.
we don't have a trivia style bit. I mean, there's still maybe trivia. What else you into, Drew? Like we could do anything.
We could just call it next week, just call it Hanging with Drew, and you bring us a new concept next week.
We do with Who's Porkin'. That's kind of our pop culture. Let's go through them.
Can I just looking at Drew, can I profile for a second?
Sure.
His beard is so good. He appears to be one of those men that I'm jealous of that have the perfectly haired chest, the carpeted chest.
Yeah.
Do you have a carpeted chest?
Nah.
No, we broke
I think I would call it the standard. I have the standard
You
test.
made him sad.
Standard.
He won't even answer joke questions now. Now I'm trying to do the thing where I'm like, it's fine. You come hang out with me for the day. Nah, it's all right. I got other things to do. You know, maybe I'll go to kick this can down the road for a little while.
Drew, here's
Sad man.
the complicated thing you didn't understand. You know how a dog will bite you because it senses fear, right? It's like, well, how do you not be afraid of a GD pit bull that's barking at you? Of course I'm going to be afraid, but somehow you got to not portray fear or the damn dog will bite you. I think you came on here, Drew, and you portrayed a lot of caring, and that caused me and Daniel to immediately, and the chat room too, because they're like us, to immediately start attacking you. And we knew from the beginning you cared too much, and that we sensed the fear of or the care in this whole bit, and then we started attacking it.
I still care about you guys.
Yeah, but I think you could save it, Drew. We just got to figure out how. What is it?
Just sad music. I kind of feel like I want to hold up in my room and cry a little bit.
Drew, what do you do for a living?
I actually work at a place that prefers me not to tell you where I work.
I'm not telling you where I work now because you don't like my bit. I'm joking. I'm totally joking. You didn't do that.
Yeah, well, what? Okay, you don't have to say the name of the company, but what industry is it in?
Trivia for podcasts. I do professional trivia for podcasts all across the globe.
What industry, Drew? Because now this is
I said guest service. Guest service industry.
service.
Yeah, you can't say anything.
Okay, yeah. All right, that's fine. So you've been listening for how long to this show?
About 3 years.
All right.
Man, the chat room
Pretty
is now
new.
roasting us because they can see how sad he is in his face.
They're not with us now.
They're turning on you,
Yeah, they're
Tom.
turning on us hard now. Now they're like, you
Yeah.
broke his dream. They're like you could see the real sadness. This is what you can't hear in the audio. See, this is why the Twitch. You got to watch the Twitch.
Twitch started it.
This guy's sad.
I'm just
sad.
following Twitch.
No, but you got to.
They turn on you quick.
I don't
though.
know what to do now. I've never been more conflicted in my life.
Yeah.
Do I go with Drew or do I go with the chat room?
Yeah, we
Come
can
on,
save
man.
it back.
Come on over.
We could go back and if the chat room
Yeah, just
is
give us the next question,
our
Drew.
next question.
All right.
We're back
All
in.
right.
Back in.
Is Tracy
I
still
like
there?
this one. It's a good segue into what you were just doing to me.
Tracy, are
This
you still there?
question is Bolia
I
BDM.
am so glad I did not hang up.
Okay,
All
hold
right.
the lights. She fell asleep. She's drunk. All right. We're back in business, Drew.
All right, Bolia BDM. On Friday's episode titled All Talk, No Listen, you were speaking to Canadian Josh about the voiceover work he did for a product called Vapor Shake. Now, fill in the blank for this back and forth between Sam and Dan. Sam, well, Norm bought a pair. Dan, well, Norm is just a blank.
Busty burrito.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big fat sucker.
Yes!
I remember the big fat sucker.
Yeah, that's it.
Take that.
Sam is on the board. Busty burrito.
I'm not doing good.
All right. Yeah.
I predicted I would do that. Yeah, but the guy with bad memory.
I would have bet out $1,000. Of course. Daniel's like,
No, but then you guys should feel confident. You're like, Daniel's not doing good. All right, everything's fine.
Yeah. It's all right. Yeah. If you started knowing all these, I'd be like, what the hell? Who are you? Anyway, next question, Drew.
All right, the next question is the last question. I have 5 questions for you today, one from every episode.
All right.
Okay, can we do this again in a month, but then cancel it midway through and then bring it back again? 'Cause I kind of like that.
All right, so this question, I'm going to need for Sam and Dan, do you have like paper you can write on?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right in front of me.
All right. This question is an all for Tom or a one for all. So Tom's going to get the first shot at this question. If he can't get it right, then what you have written down is your guess, and if you have it correct, then you two are going to get the point.
Okay,
Dan and
great.
Sam.
All right, cool.
On Tuesday's episode titled Dirty Biker, Tom and Samantha were having an argument about whether a particular athlete was more famous than a certain actress. Tom consistently forgot the actress's name throughout the segment. The athlete's name was Aaron Rodgers. Tom, What was the actress's name?
He's never gonna get it.
Oh God, it's the poor girl from Pretty Little Lies.
You gotta
And
know her name.
Divergence.
Yeah, I don't know it either.
It's
I wrote
I
down.
got
a
it.
I
name.
wrote it down if you care.
I wrote it down too, but it's
hold
wrong.
on. I think I could drum it up here. It's like a Shackly, Shimily,
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shattily,
Cheryl
Cheryl
Teagues.
Squall. Quality Ashwitz. No.
Did you say Auschwitz?
It's an office
We
joke.
gotta get out.
It's an office joke from the Creed from The Office.
I wrote Eliza Dushku, but I know that's
That's
wrong.
incorrect.
I know that's wrong.
Shailene Woodley.
It sure is Shailene Woodley.
Well,
Damn it.
You know what? This bit's
I
surprisingly good.
No, it's not. I'm back to being bad again. I think
Thank you
Twitch
for
is with-
asking. I had that written down too.
Oh, of course you did.
I'm sorry, Tracy. I care about you too.
Oh, Drew's really trying to make us look bad.
All right, Drew.
Love you, Drew.
Well, that
She loves you too, Drew.
It went very poor. You brought it back, then ended
Got
poorly.
bad again.
But I don't know. I mean, who knows? Like, we have no feedback from our listeners, so we have no idea. If they like this, they don't like this. No one tells us nothing.
We have no way of knowing, so we might call you.
There's no way to figure out if this was ratings were good. There's no ratings anymore, so we don't even know.
No one can tell us what just happened.
We don't know if anybody likes this or dislikes this. We know nothing.
Mixed reviews in the chat.
We
Mixed
could
reviews.
put it up in the chat.
There's some chat, but they don't. They'll just go wherever we go.
Well, they gotta be here anyway. I mean, once you're gone, Drew, they're still gonna be here.
Yeah. They're just like, whatever.
Yeah, they're like, who? And I'm like, Drew, you remember the guy? And they're like, no.
yeah.
But
So-
I think you did a good job, and I appreciate how much time and effort you put into that, man. I hope you know that we do know how hard that is to do, and to come in here and also take the amount of abuse we were heaping on you means that you are a very good sport, so we appreciate that.
So, do you got anything to plug,
Yeah.
Drew? Anything at all?
I do.
Okay.
I did tell Sam I didn't, but I changed my mind. I actually want to plug the Tom and Dan Land Cruise.
All right.
No, I see what he's
Dedicated
doing.
to us, yeah.
Yeah.
Or me.
No, but think about it. Every time you all tell a story about one of your events, there's something crazy, something almost tragic happens, right?
Don't say tragic.
And I feel like
Don't
if
say
you want to
tragic.
go,
Don't use that
you want
word.
to be a part of that story. And, if you go, you might even get to see a socially distanced Mike B helicopter at you. You never know what's going to happen.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Big, don't tell it.
Nobody
on the
do the
show.
helicopter,
Yeah.
Dr. Phillips,
Mike B's
please.
not allowed at the event. I already told him.
I've already made the behind the scenes
No rings. What? No nose rings allowed.
when he's projectile vomiting into your pod.
You know what? This is like a bathroom.
he can make it.
All right, Drew. Thank you, buddy.
You saved it with brown nosing. I am susceptible to that. If you tell me how,
I hung up on him.
that's fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I get to a point where I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I miss the intern that would tell you how good. Travis used to be like that. Now we
you guys
we
did a
broke
good
him
job.
too.
I'm like, come in here and sit and listen to this song I wrote about Tom. And then I play it, and then he's like laughing. It's fine the whole time. I'm like, I'm good.
Now
Yeah.
he just clowns on you guys.
Yeah. So it's
Now
like
he doesn't
3
even.
years.
He's not
Half
even
the
here.
time he's not here.
He sat in his
Break.
car for 2 hours this morning eating a muffin.
By the way, why is it that anytime I start paying someone to do something for the show, they immediately go straight to only clowning me, like with Brian Mike, and now with
Wow.
Melissa with her videos. Like, the last one, I was like embarrassed by him. I was like, no, not the Dave Chappelle guy that I got confused with the other guy.
That was an old one, too. She
I
pulled that one out of the
know.
woodwork.
Well, she has.
I know.
I send her old stuff.
Yeah.
Who
sent her that?
They're
I
so
did.
good.
I go back from the beginning of time
Because I'm embarrassed of that one.
I go back and I.
Because it's racist.
No, surprisingly not. I'm embarrassed because I'm actually a fan of the Chappelle Show, so I knew that
But you
know,
listen to EJ. Never listen to EJ.
Darnell Rollins wasn't the guy that did the robot on. I knew it was a different person, but then for whatever reason, because I'm bad at interviewing people, and I was nervous because he's a celebrity to me, that when EJ said ask him about the robot thing, that it was just
I did that to
stupid.
that other guy about like cooking in a smoker or something. I read something on his Twitter.
Oh yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
Like we had a guest in here. We had like a comedian in here, and I was like, "Oh, I saw you using your smoker." He's like, "But it can either go one of two ways. If the guy's cool, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, that was my buddy, yeah," and then continue the conversation." This particular comedian didn't do that to me. He was like, Oh, that absolutely was not me.
Oh, yeah.
And then he just stared into my eyes like, that was absolutely not me.
Yeah.
What say you now? And I'm like, well, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, why are you making it awkward? Why do people make it awkward?
You don't
Well,
need to
you
do
made
that.
it awkward by calling the wrong person. You started the awkwardness.
Because he's a sport. He's like when
Well, you didn't start
Yeah, he
the
went funny.
awkwardness. It was always awkward.
What did I ask
Rhymes
about?
with
I don't know.
awkward.
I gotta bear that. I thought that we'd never bring that up again, and that was a GD video of it that we're promoting.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm like, how does it happen? Where they're like, I'm gonna get this MFer.
Okay, let's talk about Drew real quick.
Yeah,
I think we really hurt that guy.
I did too.
We got to send him a straw hat stat.
it's weird. He started listening 3 years ago. That's rare, right? Like I assume
I
that.
should have asked him how he came upon us.
I thought we were
Just the radio?
actually
Nah.
clowning pretty I thought that was a pretty mellow clown.
He
It was a love clown, right?
It was a love clown, but if we'd given him an EJ strength clowning,
Oh,
I
Well-
don't think Drew would ever listen again.
no.
Well, EJ's built up a callus through years.
Yeah, it's that big goofy haircut he has. What is
one-
that thing? I'm like,
Got rid of his unicorn
good
horn.
Lord. I've never seen a jet black seal wig before. Oh, big chandelier.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
The longer that pause went, the pause before we hit record, the longer I wanted it to go.
Oh,
What does that say about my personality?
You don't want to do this bit?
No, it has nothing to do with that. I mean, yeah, we're going to get
you're
to
an
nerd-
anarchist a little bit, you know?
I think so.
You
I was
want
a teenage anarchist.
to see things go wrong. You want to push the limit. It's like you
Take it to the limit. I'm that guy.
Pushing it.
you've seen 1,000 faces.
I want to rock them all. Let's go to the dumb bit that we got to do.
All right.
Contractually, I think we have to do this now.
Yeah.
And 3 and a 2.
Nerds. Nerds. Nerds.
Jock, nerd, jock, nerd.
It's Nerd Jock with EJ. How you doing, EJ?
Pretty good until I got on Twitch a little bit ago.
Oh, so he's blaming it on us and our bullying.
So I noticed you're not at the Neon Beach anymore.
No, they won't let me go there anymore because I heard what you guys said about them.
No, they didn't.
That's not
There's
true.
no way they heard that.
They heard that Tom said, stupid name.
If I know restaurant and bar owners, they just care about selling their burgers or whatever.
The
it is.
burrito bowl, whatever you're eating.
Yeah.
By the way, if we're just playing branding, if you told me, hey, we're going there, I wouldn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I'm dumb old man, but I'm just saying, I think score 1 Tom.
What do they sell there?
I don't know.
Beachy food? Like,
What kind
Don't-
of food they got, EJ?
but they got some wraps?
It's a Miami style barbecue.
Oh, okay. Why don't I call it Miami barbecue? Oh.
Miami subs. There, done. I did it.
Good job.
I did it. Thank you.
Good job.
Somebody has to do it because obviously they can and EJ can't. What's your first story and where are we going?
Let's talk about jock stuff. Let's talk about the NBA All-Star game. Did you guys watch it on Sunday?
No.
The one in Atlanta.
I did not see it. Although of all like things NBA, I used to like the dunk contest and stuff. I'd see that more.
You'd pop in for the novelty. Yeah. And because it was a spectacle, normally there'd be like, somebody playing at halftime. You'd have like some hip hop artist or somebody cool. So and then you'd have the rock and jock, like, or almost like the NBA school jam.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Okay, I want to complain about dunks.
Okay. Well,
So-
that's definitely part of it because the way they set it up this week, Sunday, is they did everything on Sunday. They did the 3-point contest, the skills challenge, the dunk contest, and the All-Star game all together. Like they did the 3-point contest and the skills challenge before the game. Then they did the dunk contest at halftime, and they did the concert at the end, I think.
So they're rushing through it is what they were doing.
Yeah,
right?
because of COVID. Yeah, they wanted to like not like pat it all together.
That's better anyway, right? Get it
Yeah.
all in one
Yeah.
thing.
Or just cancel it.
You could do it. Just do it all.
No, I'm all for canceling everything. If we don't have to do it, don't do it. Preseason, cancel it. All-Star, cancel it. We don't need any of that. Just give me the reel.
We're open, baby.
That's the first one of the day.
Yesterday with
That's the first one of the day.
I'm just gonna start screaming that. One, I'll be right soon.
It's weird. Tom's been making us call him Governor Tom around this part.
It's getting weird.
I don't know. It is a little weird.
So
Definitely a power move.
It is, and he's got good hair like him too.
there's one dunk that I don't like, and I'll explain it.
I know it's the big gay dunk.
No.
You hate the big gay dunk.
So, and it's trickery, and this is why I don't like it. So there's a dunk.
Windmill.
No. Where
they jump from the 3-point line.
No.
Tomahawk.
The assist.
The assist.
I knew it.
Samantha's correct. She knows me.
Man, you guys are woven in the fabric of trash.
And it's a different type of
you really are. It's the same
fake
person.
Indians and everything.
Yeah. It's the jump over the guy's head dunk.
Yes.
And here's why I don't like it, because you're cheating, because here's what they do. The
Push off.
The assisting person holds the ball either on their shoulders or on their head, right? And then the person that's jumping over them, what they'll do is they'll jump and they'll grab the ball and then use it as leverage to push themselves higher.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
leapfrogging.
Like a leapfrog where you're pushing off the person. You can see it because the person tenses up and holds, and then they're able to get another 2 feet of air that's not their natural vertical, and it's cheating.
You're leapfrogging.
It's the equivalent of jumping off a stool. Because you're not.
It's that move that parkour cats do.
Yeah.
When they want to leap over a Confederate statue, they run. They run, and they put their double hands on Robert E. Lee's head, and then they propel themselves into the Confederate graveyard.
So the whole point of the dunk contest is to show your natural vertical leap and your athletic ability and stuff. It's not.
You want me to freak you out? This might be the first time I freak you out. I agree with you. It's the best thing you've ever said on the show. I agree with this.
Because they do this on Facebook videos all the time, and there's this young white guy with purple hair, and then he does a thing.
I know who you're talking. We watch the same internet.
He pretends to be a nerd, and then they're like, let's bring the random nerd out of the audience. Let's see if he could dunk. And then there's like this former NBA player that's like
it's
one
like
of the hosts.
Birdman that used to play for Miami. The guy's 9 feet.
Yeah, and then here's the
Scenario.
he's wearing warm-up pants, and he rips them off, and he's got N1 shorts under
Yeah,
there.
it's there's old sucker people in videos, Sam.
And then you can tell he's an athlete. He's got a crazy the rainbow hair, and then he does the small dunk, and then he immediately has the former
boop shakalaka.
former NBA player holds the ball on his head, and he does the leapfrog jump, and I'm like, that's cheating.
It is.
You're not gonna like who won the contest because Anthony Simmons won it, and his dunk was he was gonna kiss the rim before he dunked, and he doesn't even kiss the rim, but he still wins the contest, which I didn't like either. I'm like, dude, if you're gonna do it, do it.
Well, it's COVID.
Well, you
gotta
call
kissing down. No kissing.
But if you call, the dunk contest is kind of like horse in the fact that you got to call your dunk, and if you don't do it, then it should be a 0, right?
That's the way it used
totally
to be.
agree.
It is crazy that like
if you remember when the dunk contest was like, I enjoyed it when you would get the occasional Littleman.
Oh, but Muggsy Bogues.
And Spud Webb. You would get those days.
There's more
we're way too big now. We have, through genetics and through processed foods, we have stretched our bodies to just freakishly Slenderman proportions.
Also, the internet has killed the dunk contest because there are better dunkers on the internet that are not professional NBA players. Like,
all they do is specialize in dunks.
Yes.
They don't have to play defense or anything.
Yeah, the NBA players.
You don't need a shot if you can dunk.
They can practice, but some guys have an insane vertical leap that no NBA player has because of weird genetics, or they've just been practicing jumping for 10 years straight, or whatever it is, and they can do stuff that's insane that NBA players can't even do. And I'm watching those videos, so then when I see the NBA dunk contest, I'm like, not as good. Yeah, I'm like, even the white nerd with the rainbow hair is doing
a dunk specialist.
Yes, all he does is dunk.
His name is probably Professor Dunk. Some dumb nerd name like that.
So
I thought he was the GOAT. The GOAT was the well-known one that played street ball.
Yeah. Well, there's one guy. There's like one player that goes to the prison and he beats those guys.
Yeah. He was
I'm
down
done
a
with
quarter
all-
off the top of the backboard and then still dunk. Yeah.
Yeah. There's all those videos I
Yeah.
get wrapped up on. But
What else you got?
Okay. Well, did you see the pregame to the All-Star game?
Well, we didn't watch
No.
the All-Star game. No,
Oh, no,
hold on.
okay.
You know
I
what?
forget
You know what, EJ? I didn't remember it, but yes, I watched the pregame all the way until they almost blew the whistle. Then I shut
So
my
they did a
TV off.
3-point contest? Okay. Well, the reason why I brought this up, did you see what James Harden was wearing when he showed up to the All-Star game?
Well, to go back to the last question.
I know. Okay, I know.
just assume
Okay,
we don't
you
know what the
might
hell
want
you're
to-
talking
I mean,
about.
obviously, your Jay Leno intro, it ain't gonna work because we don't watch anything.
Just keep moving.
You heard about this one, yeah?
Okay, pull up the picture of James Harden before the All-Star game,
All right.
and you'll get a kick out of it. I promise you this.
So
Did you ever see the movie American Psycho?
Yes.
Okay, do you know the scene where Patrick Bateman puts on a raincoat and then kills Jared Leto?
Yes.
That's how James Harden dressed to go to the All-Star game.
purposely or
And it wasn't raining. There's not a drop of rain in the sky or planned for it to rain. He just shows up to the NBA All-Star game dressed like that,
wearing a raincoat.
wearing a basically see-through clear raincoat.
I mean, a lot of people have those. They're called ponchos.
Yeah, but if
I don't know that it has anything to do with American Psycho.
Okay, like all right, I got the picture up, and I'm just gonna. You want
if
to
it
talk
wasn't
about fake outrage? I mean, there's.
Maybe it was to not get the
Oh,
Rona.
that's fake outrage for sure.
Hold on, we get rid of that.
Maybe he was trying to protect his clothes from the Ronas.
Yeah, we go over here. Click on that. I think he
Okay.
looks like a large basketball playing man with great sneakers on. I'll go down to his sneakers. So
he's a
He looks
clowner,
fine.
right? Like he messes around, he messes with the media.
that doesn't look funny to me though. It looks like a guy in a raincoat.
Yeah, but EJ's saying it wasn't raining outside, so
But why would you wear it if it wasn't raining?
yeah, he's just wearing this for a crazy reason or to get attention.
Maybe he
or
was
to
waiting
mess-
for somebody to ask him why are you wearing a raincoat, and he was going to say because I'm going to be raining them threes
But
or
isn't
something.
Possibly.
Is
well,
it-
then Giannis should have worn it instead.
he's
I don't know. Weirdo.
He likes to do this stuff on social media and stuff too. I think he's a character, right? I don't know too much
think
about
so.
Harden, but they're clowning him about his weight and stuff. I've seen that, like those things on Facebook. So I imagine he's just now doing this stuff so that he's semi-clowning the media, right? Because they'll start talking about it, and it's stupid,
Yeah,
right?
it was trending on Twitter.
Yeah, like he's just like, I'll wear a raincoat, and everybody will be asking why I'm wearing a raincoat. It's the easiest thing to do to get some sort of publicity or people talking about you, or just you're trolling, right? As a
Isn't
joke.
it all possible that he just likes his raincoat?
No, that makes him insane, though.
Okay. I'm just asking.
If the reason is he just wanted to wear a raincoat to the NBA All-Star game, then he's insane.
Okay.
If the
Yeah.
reason is I'm just
saying.
effing with the media.
I wore my cowboy boots to sleep in when I was a child. I'm just saying.
Well,
Is
you're-
it possible for him? He's
That
like, I
explains
really,
a lot.
I like this coat. I'm gonna wear it.
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he has to just be messing with everybody, right?
I think so.
Because
Yeah.
if I was that famous and I know that I could just do something that's nonsense, and then everybody will be questioning it all over social media and all the blogs and all the people, like I'd do it just because then we could laugh. Me and my friends could be like, look how it's
Should we
trending
do
on.
that? Like, should I come in here one day and just wear an eye patch and not say a word to you guys just for
Not
the
famous enough.
subliminal? I know that, but like, would it make our listeners that tune in? Would it give them a like? Is it like I'm giving them at that point layers upon layers of entertainment?
You'd have to never talk about it, and we couldn't ask you about it either.
And if you did, I'd have to do what? Act as if it's not there?
Yeah, well,
Right.
Run out the room.
It wouldn't work then.
No.
it has to be a really famous person, because then
See, I don't even look at him as being that famous, but famous enough to trend on Twitter. But yes.
Oh
I know
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
saying.
Well, just
Yeah.
so many people talk about you in the sports world that whatever you do, they're going to talk about. Anyway, what else you got?
Okay, the other thing that happened during the All-Star game weekend, well, the weekend day, Giannis, oh man, Tom, do you think you can pronounce this guy's last name, the guy that won the MVP for the All-Star game? Have you seen what, like, I can't even pronounce it. I
We
just want to
haven't
see
seen
Tom make an
anything.
attempt at it.
Yeah, well, I've probably heard his name. So what is the? You try.
Okay,
I think
it's John.
I like old man. Like I probably have heard his name. My favorite thing, more favorite than even this bit, is, and I do it a lot too. So I'm throwing myself in this category. Is
God
old
damn it.
man can't get to where he wants to go, and he's like, so what? So what? So tell me about that. And then then where does it go? It doesn't go anywhere, right?
Yeah. The brain.
So what are you and I gonna do when we still have this talk show and both of it? When you're like, hold on, and I'm like, and it's just all the time.
I assume they'll reach a point where we'll look over like, well, no one. I don't think anybody's listening anymore. all right.
Finally stop listening.
This is good.
We'll
This
be
is good.
screaming. Is there anybody out there?
Okay.
There'll be no. I'm like, I think there's nobody.
Okay, I like
think
this.
there's nobody. But then, like,
Do we start that now? Because there have been talks.
I don't know.
I don't even know if we've talked about this on
somehow
ACT.
I feel like that will hurt our advertising. I'm no business genius, but that tells me that someone would be like, "Wait a minute."
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, EJ. Go ahead.
Okay, Giannis. Oh man, Antetokounmpo is the guy, is the MVP. I can't even say it.
Okay.
It's Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
He went 16 for 16 during the All-Star game. Like, he was perfect shooting for the field. And towards the like, he was about to get pulled out of the game, and he shoots a three-pointer. Reggie Miller, who's the commentator, is screaming, "No, no, no!" And then he banks in the three, and then he's like, "Yes, yes, yes!" It was pretty impressive that he went 16 for 16 in an All-Star game, and it wasn't just dunks. It was like three-point shots and jump shots.
Does that do anything for your career? I guess popularity-wise,
Get your name out there, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah,
talk
he won
about
the
you.
MVP for the All-Star game, so definitely
free rank.
made a name for him.
Do you get money for getting an MVP?
I think you do. I think you get a bonus. I think it's part of your contract, usually with incentives.
Welcome back to your favorite sports segment.
Yeah.
We think so, where you ask us questions and we say, "I think so," but we don't really know.
I bet you the NBA throws in a bonus because the hardest part of any of these All-Star games is getting the players to care about them. And,
Exactly.
And usually...
That's why LeBron James didn't do the dunk contest, because he's like, I'm not going to get hurt doing an exhibition thing.
Yeah, he doesn't need to.
Also, there is that aspect of if you're LeBron James, like there's guys that are younger than you, maybe better dunkers, and then all
You
of a
don't
sudden,
want to look bad. Yeah.
all of a sudden, like, and why even
Get out
try?
there,
Because
yeah.
like if you try and you lose, then everybody talks mad ass about you, right? And if you don't look that impressive, it's like a clown thing for you to even.
I've always been a big fan of looking the best when you need to be the best, and if it's an exhibition or something, I'll just go sit down and.
Yes, that's a rookie.
Yeah, but then it also
move.
says that Michael Jordan competed against Dominique Wilkins all those times, and he won it, and that kind of makes him a step above LeBron in my eyes.
It
for
was
that
more
very reason.
popular then, though. The dunk contest had more. I mean, it was more of a thing, and basketball, I believe, is really on the cusp of its kind of that Jordan wave.
Well-
you know, that huge Gatorade Michael Jordan basketball wave.
Yeah, but we're also talking the 80s and 90s when they didn't know about resting anybody. It was just like go out there and play as hard as you can every single time. They have no analytics behind it. Like Jordan's just a crazy man that was driven by insane competition. And so he's an anomaly that he's able to play so many games and not get injured or just at the end of the year still have some sort of stamina to win championships. Nowadays, everybody, it's all analytics. Everybody's resting a certain amount of time. There you have doctors saying you're limiting playing hours.
You know, speaking of which, and I don't know where I could find it. I would imagine it would be on YouTube. I want to go back and watch the cartoon that was Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Wayne Gretzky, and they were superheroes.
I watched that.
And I
remember
blanking loved that show. And I remember I was a massive Bo Jackson fan.
Was it voiced by them?
Couldn't tell you.
No way.
Let's
Really?
deep dive it. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Let's deep dive it. That was
Samantha,
a
look
damn
up
good cartoon, man.
The cartoon with Wayne Gretzky.
It was Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Wayne Gretzky, a cartoon. They were like crime-fighting team.
Yeah,
And
and
they
they covered all four of the major sports because Bo Jackson played football and baseball.
So it's called
That's the
Pro
reason why-
Stars.
Pro Stars.
Let's see.
Bring that back with new pro stars, but then make them curse crazy and shooting people and raping and all. No, don't do that.
Well, they never do it for the
No,
amount of
they
money.
couldn't. They couldn't. We don't have wholesome sports stars like that, or at least the illusion of wholesome sports stars.
How did you pay
They
Jordan?
did not voice their own characters.
Yeah.
None
I was
of
like,
them.
no way.
Was Bo
But
Jackson?
didn't they have segments like where they had live action in between?
There
Wasn't it-
was
don't you
some
remember
live
that?
action sequences, yes.
So does that make Bo Jackson the boss of pro stars? Because he's two sports.
Yeah,
And he's like, Wayne, you're just one sport. Michael Jordan, you're just one sport. Sorry, I'm the boss. I do two sports.
he still to this day is the most impressive two-sport athlete of all time.
Because
you
he
know,
did very high level.
What about Deion Sanders? I think Deion Sanders is a little bit more impressive.
I don't think so. I think Bo Jackson would be considered a better at both sports.
I think
than
Deion was a serious football player, semi-serious baseball player, and I think Bo Jackson would be considered serious for both.
Yes,
Is that correct?
Deion hit a home run and scored a touchdown in the same day.
That's true.
Kind of puts it up for me.
That's a good one. Yeah, that is a good one.
But I think Bo Jackson was considered a better baseball player than Deion Sanders.
I think so, too.
And had
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
You'd have to
He was
talk to
kind
a
of
baseball guy
power-headed.
would know in 1 second. A baseball guys know, they'll be like, oh yeah, Bo.
And Bo Jackson was considered one of the best running backs that play the game. And then
Yeah, he was infamous in Tecmo Bowl. If you had Bo Jackson, you were going to win.
You were done. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if it wasn't for his hip or his
We had that catastrophic injury. Was it an ankle?
I thought it was his hip. I thought he
I
broke.
thought it was hip. I thought he detached his hip.
Yeah,
when
it
he
was bad.
running.
Whatever it was like boom and bye.
Never again. Yeah. And there's all these legends about Bo Jackson, about his strength and stuff. Like there's some crazy.
Have you seen him recently? He looks great.
There's something. Did he throw a rock and kill a
They
horse?
killed a hog.
Or a
Yeah.
hog.
That's not true.
That is a,
Bo Jackson threw a rock and killed a hog.
Yeah. My pop-up said he shot a hog in the head with a bullet.
I
and it didn't kill him.
I think I threw a Beck's Light at a big fat girl at T's and Q's one time.
That's the same. You know what?
I'm the Deion Sanders. I'm Deion
No,
Sanders. I'm the Bo Jackson of the show.
You're a little Bo.
No, don't call me that. That means something different in this town.
What
Oh
else?
no.
What else we
Okay.
got?
Well, we're going for catastrophic. Okay. Have you heard of what Heaven Finch did? She's the first woman to win the state wrestling championship in 1A in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And she went 54-4 for the season. So she only lost 4 times, but she dominated in the finals.
She's
So she
just
beat,
twisting guys up, man.
yeah, in the 106 weight range.
I've got some video of her if you want to see her
Now,
wrestling.
there are really good women wrestlers, and
Mhm.
I think, God, I've heard someone talk about this one time on a podcast or something, where the wrestling, the competitive advantage that men have with just testosterone and upper body strength and whatever, because of how wrestling is formatted or the style or whatever it is, it kind of evens the playing field at a certain weight class. I don't know.
I mean, she's jacked. I mean, when you look at her, and she isn't at all like a bigger girl. I'm trying to say this correctly.
She's petite.
Yeah, she's small.
Yeah, she's tiny. She's 106 pounds. So
But
she's
she's
tiny.
friggin' muscle jacked, and she just gets on this guy and just pushed him right outside the circle. And then I guess,
Yeah.
and then here's some more video of her flexing her muscles, and there she is taking her I guess her pictures, and here she is, I guess, commenting on it.
How old is she?
I believe she maybe
I think 16, 17. I think
16
she
or
was
17. I think, yeah.
Could this continue into
She's cute too. Very impressive.
if you're wrestling men that are over 18, 19, could this continue into 20s, or does that then make the advantage male
Don't
because
know.
of testosterone? You know what I'm saying? There's
That's a
something.
good, that's a
I
good
don't know.
question. Because then you whittle down here, right? You walk down the path, and eventually you get to the end, and then it becomes some sort of
Or does it matter? I don't honestly
crazy
don't-
outrage debate. Yeah, you could just go, who's the best?
Well, I'm saying on that weight class, if it's and you're wrestling the best male wrestler at your weight class and you beat them, then you are the best wrestler, right? And that's all it is.
Oh wow.
But does it matter how old you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna guess that they did this in preparation for National Women's Month, and yesterday being National Women's Day. WWE did a whole documentary on Heaven
Yeah.
and her wrestling accolade. It's really great. I might have to check that out. I would watch that. I would like to see, because it might answer your question. Because I'm sure, knowing that she has this much ability in wrestling, she's going to want to follow it, right?
Yeah,
And
continue.
So where does she go now? I mean, obviously she would pivot to go into all ladies, amateur.
You make more money if you went to professional wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
There's no money in this style.
One of the most famous
Greco-Roman-
collegiate Greco-Roman wrestlers is named Daniel Dennis. I get mixed up on Google all the time with that guy, and he is as normal as anybody else, but he's like the best, and
there's no money in it.
he's normal. Yeah.
Good for her. Obviously, it shows that she's trained her ass off, and then obviously got to this point, and it's,
And there's a sneaky part of me that would like to stand behind the bleachers and listen to the mad dads watching their sons get twisted up.
She's 16, by the way.
Because that's got to happen. The dads are under their breath.
Oh, dads, yeah.
Not the kids. The kids are normally cool about stuff. The dads, not cool.
Yeah, I feel like in 2021, the kids are way more progressive and just look at it like another opponent and not as
You can
like,
see
sexist.
You can even see in the video, like the kid, he knows she got him, and then he's like, "Yep," and shake hands, and she won.
Yeah. All right, EJ, what else? What else we got?
The last thing I have is, did you see that Dak Prescott signed with the Cowboys? Like they re-upped his contract.
I did, yeah.
Even though he's still injured, like that injury is still bad, and he signed for like 4 years. $160 million.
Yeah, but it's like the guarantee was what's interesting. Isn't it like a guaranteed $75 million?
Yeah, it's a huge guarantee amount.
Yeah, it's like the amount up front for still being hurt is pretty remarkable amount of money.
But I guess with bone injuries, like bone breaks, they're the best injury because they heal back 100%. It's like the soft tissue injuries. And the
tendons and all that stuff. Yeah,
those are the ones that they could be questionable. Like, is he ever going to be the same? But I think they're pretty confident of like broken ankles or things like that, like broken tibia or whatever. It's like they'll just put a rod in it, it'll heal back, and he's not going to be
I do that for everything. Put a rod in it. Put a rod in it.
Put a rod in it.
Put a rod in it.
So this has to be a decision because I heard a lot of people talk about how it would be cheaper for Dallas to go out and get another like all-star quarterback from somewhere else and pay them a lot of money, but it would be less than what they have to pay Dak because of basically Dak took the chance. I don't know all the ins and outs of NFL contracts, but I know that he did play for a 1-year option last year, and that was a gamble. And a lot of people thought that he screwed up because he got injured, and now they're like, well, maybe this affects your ability to get paid.
Right,
It was a gamble not to sign not to get franchise tag or whatever.
Yeah, well, I've never fully understood the franchise tag because I deal with it in Madden when I play.
Yeah,
because I have players that will come up. And then my assistant coaches will ask me where I see the future of the franchise going with this particular player, and then they want me to opt in, and I don't fully understand what I should do in that scenario. So this would be a good thing for us to answer to help my gaming.
Well, the franchise tag is usually you get paid within the top 5 of your position for that time. So that's the reason why they want. Sometimes you want the franchise tag because, like, okay, your career is declining, so that'll keep you at least towards the top of the pay list. But if you're on your way up, that's a bad thing because you're like, the sky's the limit on your contract.
So that would make sense why in the game, and I am talking about the game, not real life, where they give me my rating within the league. They say like, oh, Daniel's tight end is the 28th best tight end we sort of deem in the league. So if I went to franchise tag him, that would put him closer to the top. Probably not a good idea to do.
Not a good idea, no.
Okay.
You should have. You're overpaying him at that point.
You helped me out.
So it's
no worries.
From all the talk I hear, and this is all like I'm just telling you whatever he listens.
Please.
I'm not an expert, but everybody's talking about.
I feel like we don't have to preface anymore.
No.
No one here is
This
an
whole
expert.
segment. No one's an expert.
But Jerry Jones, everybody talks about Jerry Jones like he doesn't have that much time left as a human. Like he's in his late. No, seriously.
No, he's
Good grief for Tom.
It's horrible to say that, but he's not wrong.
Every time I say this, people are like, "Oh my God, you don't understand the
blunt.
reality."
Yeah, it's
But
blunt, yeah.
Humans live and then they die at a certain point.
saying
They
it.
have a
He
lifespan.
just keeps saying it.
No one likes to be reminded of their mortality. though.
but you know, though. So anyway, he's 77. He's going to be dead.
78.
78. He's going to be dead soon.
Worse than we thought.
and or at least he's going to be incapacitated or such a bumbling old man who doesn't want to be viewed in the public anymore. You know, so he only has a certain amount of years to be the head Jerry Jones that he wants to be, and he wants to win a Super Bowl. So he's just throwing everything he can at it. But the problem is, I hear the criticism, you can't win a Super Bowl when you got all this money tied up in gigantic stars like your quarterback, Ezekiel Elliott.
What's he doing now?
They paid him way too much. I've heard, I don't know anything, but this is what I've heard. And so you got all this money tied up in these superstars, and then the rest of your team suffers.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
So, and then if you look back historically, the winners of the past 10 Super Bowls, besides from 1 or 2. I think everybody had rookie QBs or low-paid QBs.
Everything you're saying
Besides
comes
Brady, I
into
think.
play when you're playing franchise in Madden.
Yep.
You'll bloat your team and you'll get a couple superstars. I did it on my last one, my simulation. I bloated it with these 2 guys that I thought were great, and then they didn't come to fruition and they didn't play the way that I thought they would, and my rest of my team was suffering.
It seems like the new equation is you got to win with a QB and a rookie contract, and that way you could pay superstars around them, and then and then that way, because if you got too much money tied into the quarterback, then
You
the
got
rest of your players suffer anyway.
What else you got?
Yeah. Okay, let's move over to the nerd stuff. I've been watching a lot of movies on the streaming services lately. Like I watched the new Coming to America, and I watched this new movie called Boss Level. Have you seen either one of those yet?
No, but I am watching movies now. You guys will be proud. I went to watch
Yes.
Coming to America 2. And for whatever reason, I did that move where I haven't watched 1 and I got scared that 2 would ruin 1. So I went to the Biggie documentary and it's really awesome.
You haven't seen the original Coming to America?
No, I have.
Oh.
I don't want to ruin it.
Ah.
I'm afraid
Oh.
that 2, because I thought 2 was going to be closer to 1, but I hear that 2 is closer to a family movie.
It's PG-13, yeah.
So I just
It's
went,
PG-13.
I chickened out and I went straight for the Biggie documentary on Netflix, which I highly recommend.
Although
It's still good. Coming
Okay.
to America 2 is still good. I really enjoyed it. Wesley Snipes steals the movie, I think.
Okay, that's good to know.
I saw Wesley Snipes was in there. They got a lot. I mean, obviously Eddie Murphy brings out every celebrity. he wants to
Everybody's
do.
favorite celebrity diver is in this particular movie. Louis
Yeah,
Anderson.
Louis Anderson.
yeah.
He's running the Zamunda McDowells.
Is it too corny, EJ? Because I saw the trailer and I saw those.
There is some
PG-13.
corny bits, and Colin Jost is in it from Saturday Night Live, the Weekend Update guy.
Does he play a man that's
Mr.
in love with
Scarlett
Scarlett Johansson? Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard he's in the Tom and Jerry movie, too.
yeah, he's in that as well. I
Getting a
couldn't
lot
get
of
through
roles
Tom and
lately.
Jerry.
Scarlett's
It
been
was so
getting him to
bad.
work.
Well, that's
No,
called
no.
the David Cross. Chipmunks, Alvin and the Chipmunks. No, seriously,
Yeah.
he makes no bones about the fact. He's like, they had a part for me, and it was perfect for me, and I did it, and I got the monies.
Yeah, I
And
would
it's a
take
kid
part
movie.
2 for sure.
I'm totally okay. You want to sell out for a kid movie, man, as long as it's not objectionable content, sell out. Do it for the kids.
Has there ever been any other sequels that have changed ratings from 1 to 2? Either
Yes.
the other way, either
Yes.
PG-13 to R or R to PG. Which one?
I believe so. I've looked.
It's
at,
usually R to PG-13. They usually go down.
I
is
think they
usually
do
the
go.
case.
I think they do pull back. I'm gonna have to look up another one, but I want to say. Oh man, I can't think of another one off the top of my head. But
Yeah,
I know,
right off the top of my head.
I
yeah.
know I've looked into this before and seen movies that like the first one came out and it was good and it was kind of crazy and did its thing, but they knew that if they widened that scope a little bit by pulling back a little bit of the objectionable parts, they could probably make a little more money.
All right.
Oh, but the other movie I was talking about is Boss Level on Hulu. It stars Frank Grillo and Naomi Watts, and Mel Gibson's in it. He's the bad guy, and it's basically a John Wick meets Groundhog Day, and also Rob Gronkowski's in it for like really small parts.
now,
It's okay. I would not go to
You
the
got
theater
old
and see
Mel
this movie.
Gibson in there.
Yeah, I would not go to the theater and see this movie, but because it's on Hulu and it's easy accessible, it's a great watch.
so it's what meets Groundhog's Day again?
John Wick. Very, very action oriented.
So they kill his groundhog, and he's so mad.
A retired Special Forces officer is trapped in a never-ending time loop on the day of his death. So it's like Death Day.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like, it's just an action movie to it instead of Groundhog Day or Death Day.
Or Palm Springs, or which is the one with Tom Cruise in it? Was that Death Day?
Oh, Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah,
Vanilla Sky. I remember Vanilla Sky.
Terrible.
Oh, yeah, Vanilla
Sky.
Was Groundhog Day the original movie with that theme?
With a time loop?
With the time loop?
I think so.
I'm going to say
no.
I don't know.
But there was like some, there was like a
Nick
Twilight
of Time.
Zone
Remember
episode
Nick
that had
of
it, too.
Time
Yeah.
with Johnny Cage. Not Johnny Cage, Johnny Depp. Nick of Time, he was reliving the same, like, 13 minutes.
That was like early 90s,
Had to
right?
save the world, I think, and every time it, like, I think.
But that was after.
I thought it was Justin Timberlake. Wasn't it? Oh, that was Just in Time. That's what the Demon was in.
God.
What is happening? This is the worst show. My God. It's just people screaming wrong stuff.
It's I think we have a fascination with living the same day over and over because it's some days.
Well, I gotta break out of this because I'm gonna kill myself.
Fixing your mistakes is a great thing, though. Imagine if you could relive a moment and fix what you did wrong. You never had that thought in your head? Like, if I'd have done this, my life would have been completely different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why'd you bring it up?
Why would you
If I just would have stayed
At the radio.
at the radio, just be there.
It's a lot less work. Easy.
Fatter
straight.
than ever.
Yeah, oh,
That
fat. I'd still have the same wife and kid. I already had that.
I barely did anything. I researched my fantasy football team every day. I did nothing, and I played fine.
What else you got?
Okay. What should we talk about? Did you guys finish? Did you ever get a chance to watch WandaVision, or you just give up on it?
I'm not going to watch WandaVision.
I'm gonna watch it. I just need the motivation to start. And
Well, you got to dig through the first three where it's like you're watching, I Love Lucy or Ozzie and Harriet. And then apparently they spill all the secrets, and now it's the best show in the world after everybody complained for the first three episodes.
I'm not gonna do that. Did we discuss if this is appropriate for kids?
Yes, it's very appropriate for kids. There's no violence. If you watched any of the other Marvel movies, it's fine.
Is it as entertaining as The Mandalorian?
Yeah, we did discuss if it's just as good as The Mandalorian. Yes,
and it is. Okay, well, because
yes, I. And the only people some people got mad is because their theories were wrong about the show. That's usually the people. If you really talk to them and they didn't like the show, it's because they had a theory and it got proved incorrect.
Because I'm always looking for stuff to watch with Tommy and Max that we could watch together.
Yeah.
Like, I loved watching The Mandalorian with them. Like, that what made that show for me.
Sure.
So
the experience, the family time.
It seems like, does WandaVision have as much action and like will it keep their interest? Because
towards the end, yes, for sure.
Towards the end,
okay.
Yeah, the last 5 to 7 minutes they'll be really into it, but the rest of the time they'll just be picking their nose.
Next week, not this Friday, but next Friday, if Falcon and Winter Soldier comes out on Disney Plus, I think your sons would love that.
Falcon
for sure.
and Jones.
He texted me the other day. He bought a side by side with Seminole Power Sports.
I know, it's crazy.
So
and now he wants to sell it to you for half off.
So Winter Soldier is fine for kids too.
Yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Might be a little bit of violence, but it's PG-13 violence at most. Because it's Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's Winter Soldier. I thought I told you.
Yeah, but I watched Guardians of the Galaxy,
Superman, that hoe.
And that was a little too much for my sons at the beginning.
God, you're gonna give him grit or not?
No, there's that one part where they smash the head. I know the part.
At the very beginning.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then Max got afraid. Tommy just stare at it.
Well,
He's
then
fine.
show him Boss Level where the guy gets decapitated a couple times.
No, I don't want to watch any of this. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's too far. And then I'm like, I don't know. Like, because I'm looking at PG-13. They're being conservative. If 5 is fine. It's a long way, but
well, then also in April, Mortal Kombat's coming on to HBO Max. Have you seen the trailer for that yet?
It's super violent, right?
Well, Mortal Kombat
Very
is super
violent. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
You
mean,
should take
like,
your kids to see that.
I don't know, like sometimes spines and stuff. I just don't need to see that.
I don't either. I can't watch that.
So like I like that kind of stuff. I like it, but like enough of it, and I start to feel like depleted.
yeah, but it's very cartoony.
No, I
Mortal
understand,
Kombat.
but if I'm watching a lot of it, And then Andrea's like, sloppy joes are ready. And I'm like, okay. And I turn them
Yeah.
on and I just kind of walk over and I'm just kind of tired. Like I don't know. It drains me.
Who wants to see this Mortal Kombat movie?
My husband.
I want
really?
to see it too.
But he was a
I do
big
too.
fan of the game.
Yeah,
I
so
was too.
It's a nostalgia thing.
I like the original movies.
But when
Even
I was
the second one was bad, but it still was good for me.
like, I was
I
fan.
love the idea of the tournament. Like, beyond the video game or everything, the idea that there's a martial arts tournament that's been going on for centuries
Yeah.
that's held on a secret island that you
It's
fight
pretty cool
to the death.
concept.
It's a great concept.
I can't do it with the gratuity of all the violence.
That's what-
It's too gross.
Bloodsport.
I'll tell you right now, when I was a young boy, I
Kute.
wanted to marry Sonya.
Sonya.
Oh, man, I loved her and her fatigues.
I liked Mortal Kombat when I was, 11 years old, 12 years old or whatever. But now I'm just like, I'm not really real excited to go see a movie about Mortal Kombat.
It's really funny. I would say exactly the same thing, and I agree with you. But a lot of my friends, and it doesn't fit a pattern. Like, I've got friends of all race, gay friends. What they're all like, oh, I'm excited about the Mortal Kombat, and I'm like, really? I think it's a nostalgia thing. I think it's
I think so, yeah.
especially for little boys. I feel like I think they, it's something. It's ticking some box because I've heard more buzz about that than
What happened to old Seth's Street Fighter movie that was supposed to come out?
never
don't
coming. Shelf that.
Yeah,
It's
it's been,
not good. It wasn't good.
It didn't-
No, I was just saying it because I'm putting two and two together. Like if it was good,
I
it'd
mean,
be
at
out.
this point, it's 6 years old.
Yeah. If it was really good, it'd
wasn't
be
he
out.
supposed to be Saget in the movie?
Yeah.
Don't say that. He was playing the ghost of Bob Saget in the movie.
Guess what? When you don't see someone or anything, it's not that good. Because if it was good, it'd be out. That's true. If you're good, you'd be popular.
Andrea said that to me the other day. She's like, hey, did you know that in 2020, CeeLo Green put out an album? And I go, it probably wasn't good.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I listened to it. It's not bad, but there's a reason I didn't, gravitate to
Yeah,
it.
just like
That and his obsession with birds. And
Just like Macho Man said, the cream rises.
The cream rises to the diggity.
Well, speaking of bad
EJ
movies, the last
wants
thing-
a fence, oh yeah. EJ wants a fence so he can stop the kids that are on the spectrum, yeah, digging from looking at him when he's in the pool, yeah.
that's all I can do. Losing my voice.
Okay, the last thing I have is I love bad movies, and Nick Cage is doing another one. It's called Jiu-Jitsu, and I sent Samantha the trailer for it.
All right.
And it looks great and bad at the same time. Because even bad movies, a lot of people worked on them, and I kind of enjoy that.
All right. Tom, would you like to?
Yeah, let me see this
Okay,
whole
I'm
Nick Cage.
going to give you a little bit of the Nick Cage.
How old is Nick Cage now? And
Gotta
He
be-
just got married again too.
did he
Last week, I
Yeah.
could not believe it.
Here
He's
we
crazy.
go. Here we go. Strap on.
All right.
Put on your seatbelt, your helmets. What do you got? This Predator.
Oh, yeah.
Meets Bloodsport meets Mortal Kombat, it looks like. This is
Oh,
what the
God.
movie looks
Well,
like.
we're-
And I kind of want to see it because I know it's going to be horrible.
It's very Predator. I like the creatures. Okay, here's the things I like about it because I know that EJ is going to hate on it. Butler already watched the trailer with me. Butler said no way, he's out. But I like martial arts movies that have real martial arts people in them because I think you're getting real martial arts. So I've been recently going back to Netflix and watching the really old martial arts movies that I liked when I was a little kid. And they hold up because they're so old, but the martial arts is still really good.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Oh, the best one for that is Ip Man. IPMAN.
Oh, look.
Watch that one. It's
All right.
amazing.
And,
It's with Donnie Yen. Dude, anything Donnie Yen's in, I'll watch.
All right.
No matter what it is.
by the way, aliens, for all the technology you have, your stupid invisibility powers stink. Because it just looks like a water blob jumping across the trees. And I'm like, shoot the blob! It's there! It's right
Yeah,
there!
it is a shoot the blob.
I can see him! It just, you just look like a water blob.
I do like the idea of an alien coming back to screw with us, though. That's like the ultimate troll, right? Like, you're an alien and you're chilling with your alien bros and you're like, let's go cruise Earth and kill a couple people. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, but they're always in the jungle. There's like a lot of easy people to kill in the
jungle.
suburbs.
White people in the jungle are easy to kill. They are.
Why are you trying to
Really
kill
easy.
the guys and the people with the machine guns?
I don't know.
Kill the people in the suburbs easily.
No,
Pick up.
they don't have guns.
You know how easy it'd be to kill all of us walking.
Walking at-
Shoot us
Don't
all.
talk
Get
about
you on the
it.
way to Publix.
I was just saying.
I don't think that's fun for an alien. Like if you're an alien
Yeah,
and
there's
you're
no sport
using
to it.
you're using your invisibility powers and you're hiding, right? No one can see you. And then there's an old lady with oxygen tank walking by. And then what? You just pinch her oxygen using your alien powers, and she's like, I can't breathe. And you just stand there and kill her. I guess you'd save a couple of your ninja stars that way.
Well, then you don't have to start laughing like a weirdo before you blow yourself up. The dumbest part of the movie. God damn it, you ruined it with the laugh at the end. Why is he laughing like that? Stupid. All right,
You know who did that? That was Optimus Prime. The voice of Optimus Prime was Predator's voice.
Stupid at the end.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that video. There's a video of the guy that does Optimus Prime and the Predator, and then he's doing one of those like TED Talks to people or a panel. He's
yeah, I
doing a
saw it too,
panel,
yeah.
and he's like, and I know, and then he's so pompous, and he's like, "On the moment you've all come for," and he's like. And everyone's like, ew, he did the Predator noise. And I'm like, dumb old man. I was like, that's stupid. He's so stupid. He's so pompous. He's like, oh, Jerry, give him a little bit of the Predator. And he's like, and they're like, oh my God, it's menacing. It's like the Predator's really here. Stupid dumb old man with a ponytail. A jet black ponytail. He does. Google him.
All right, EJ, we gotta go.
All right, love you guys. Bye.
All right, bye. Get out of here.
Bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm a secret lover,
All right,
and I'm trying to hide the way I feel.
let's do it.
I don't know what we're doing.
We're
Who's
porking.
porking?
Oh, that's right. That's how bad my memory really is.
Man.
It's just so
I know.
Not even 10 seconds.
No, I know. I am Dory.
It's just a race and then it just started. You're
And
like,
you
I have
look
no
at me and
idea.
I'm like, what?
He sang a song and completely
Yeah,
forgot
you
what was
look.
going on.
That's how it works. And I forgot to sing.
No,
My
no.
God, I'm really blowing it. I don't even know if people like for me to improv a song right here. I forget to do it. I've got too many buttons in front of me. I get an email every week from the same person asking me if I'm queer. Kinda queer.
Who's Porking? Brought to you by Porky's Barbecue right there in Apopka. If you want to cater a small... Here's the thing. Go by Porky's in Apopka. Ask for a free Tom and Dan koozie or magnet. They will give you one. They have a bunch. And help support a really cool local small business that has
I can't
been around.
stand it when you call things really cool.
Really cool.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
you felt that too,
I
right?
did.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's just a regular.
Hey, come by, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's someone say it's the coolest store in Orlando. That's what I say.
Every time I drive by that place, I'm like, hey, remember when they wanted us to call it the coolest store in Orlando? Not true.
But like, I can't say we can't say that. Like no, they'll clown us. So I'm trying to tell them.
So this is our product. We make French fries. We want you to say that our French fries
Well, that
cure cancer. I'm sorry, I cannot say your French fries cure cancer.
I would say that.
That he'll say.
I'll say anything cures cancer, but I can't say it's the coolest. Like, what do you sell paint?
Oh.
Frames?
Just
I'm just saying, like, it's not even like, I mean, if you sold guns or something, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, trampoline?
if you sold trampolines, we'd have a shot at this.
Something like that.
If you sold trampolines, we'd have a shot
Like
at this.
frames.
We don't have a shot.
Frames and paint. And office chairs. It can't be. It's not even close. No, but so my Mima would say. My Mima wouldn't even say that.
What?
Like, yeah, she knows. She knows her
She
friends
knows.
and paid her
She'd
cool.
go, what about Spencer's? And I go, exactly, Mima. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Sam, I'm sorry.
All right, guys. So, sometimes porking leads to marriage. And when you marry...
Brookstone also. I'd put Brookstone in there.
Sharper
image.
I miss a
I
good
forgot about
Brookstone.
that.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Sam.
And then, when you marry somebody, a lot of times you're marrying into a new family. But what happens when you marry into the royal family?
Well, the
Did-
first thing I do is question the color of the child's skin.
So did you guys watch the Meghan Markle and Prince Harry
A little
Oprah
bit.
interview?
A little bit with Andrea. That part made me like
It was-
literally my entire self puckered. I'm like, yeah.
Honestly, not surprising to me.
No, it's
but
not shocking, is it?
kind of shocked that they actually admitted that. They didn't name names, but I think we can all do the math here. Probably the entire royal family was concerned about how the tone of the skin of their child was going to be, right?
It actually to me it sounds like okay, if you connect the dots on where things went. Okay, I don't know that much
I don't
about
watch The Crown either, so
I do.
I don't know a lot about the royal family.
I do, but I paid more attention to the older stuff, not the stuff about Diana. But think about it like in terms of this. So if you have William, and from what I watched of The Crown, he was in love with Camilla. The sun would rise and set in the eyes of Camilla. I mean, that's who he wanted to be with, but then they wanted him to be with Diana, so he's putting on this. He wanted to be with his true love, who was Camilla, so he was forced to be with Diana. Then it fell apart, right? But then Diana, she's going to date other people too. Maybe she dated a good-looking red-haired guy, and that red-haired guy might be the real father of Harry, and maybe that's why the treatment of Harry and Meghan Markle is considered a bit more bastardized, I'd say.
That's the rumor?
And if you think about it, the two people I think that would question the color of skin would probably be the people that didn't like it from jump, which would probably be Charles and William. So that would be my guess. I don't think the whole family, and I think that's why Oprah was real quick to come back out and say, not the queen. That was real fast. So that's just my speculation.
They both defended the queen quite a bit, saying that she's always been cool.
She seems cool.
And what is the distinction between the institution and the actual family? I don't know any of that. I'll have to do some research on that. But they did drop some other bombshells, besides the fact that there was talk about how dark the child was going to be if they ever had children, which
That's
is
insane.
cringy in 2021, the fact that that's still a thing. They also admitted they actually eloped 3 days before the royal wedding. With just the two of them and the archbishop in their own backyard, because they wanted to have a private ceremony. Meghan did not know how to curtsy the first time that she met the queen, which I didn't know there was a specific way, but apparently there is a way to royal curtsy in front of the queen.
Don't they teach you that? I mean, from watching The Crown.
Well, that's what she said, is normally she thinks that a lot of people do get this type of training, and she was not offered any of this training. And she also kind of got a surprise introduction to the queen. She wasn't really supposed to be there. She met up at a family member's house, and she was getting out of church, so she was swinging, popping by, doing the
queen
old
was popping
pop-in.
by to buy some weed, after church.
What a bizarre, this whole, because
All of it's insane.
I had Crystal started watching The Crown, and then I've been watching it. It's a good show. But man, you see what Queen Elizabeth, her life, you're like, God, this lady is
hard,
a tough ass bitch, because she went through some stuff, and you start seeing back in those days, what all the stuff, and then I'm not even at the Princess Diana stuff. I'm not even there yet.
And the lady that plays Princess Diana in The Crown, my God, you think it's Diana. You know what I mean? That show, geez Louise. Sometimes I wish that there would be a way to not take, and I realize that some of this is going to be hearsay or opinion, but I love these type of historical shows when they're really well done, because it's almost like you're living the history, but they take liberties, and that's the weird part. It's going to be opinion at some point.
How is it that all of us can keep it together more than the royal family as far as controversy and because
no microscope, right?
But even with that, I understand your different standards and stuff, but just the craziness that family has gone through seems above and beyond even regular family, right? There's stuff that happened. Wasn't there some weird pedophile stuff with Epstein?
Andrew? Yeah.
Andrew's still under the
They brush a lot of things under the rug.
Yeah, it is. It is
It's like you can't just semi keep it together. I mean,
Yeah,
why?
Well, I think that's why Harry got out, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think he wants to be normal, and I
Yeah.
think the only way he can control what he truly wants to do, and the only way he can control his family's life, and this is just my opinion too. I'm not a royal. Don't want to be a royal. Don't
No.
care. But it looks as if this man's saying, yeah, it'd probably be better if we go do our own thing so we can be a family on our own without you guys monkeying in it and deciding whether or not our child gets protection now or, oh, no, he's half.
Now none of them do.
Yeah, he's
none
part
of them
black.
have security.
So,
they got cut off. They cut Harry off of the payroll.
Because they stepped back,
Right.
which is what would happen. But it's just funny that the child wouldn't get protection because, what, he's black? That's just insanity.
So
Weird.
maybe it's because nowadays, like, okay, think about it. You're in the royal family. The perks are I guess the living situation's not. I don't even view it as that much of a perk because it's all.
I don't either.
It's kind of like the Dave Chappelle
Losing
joke.
your freedom is not a perk, I don't think.
But also like the Dave Chappelle joke of like most presidents are rich as hell and they they have to live in the White House. They're like, who wants to live in this Scooby Doo ass house?
Yeah.
No,
they make that joke in that
Because
new
it's
show, Mr.
weird.
Mayor. They make the joke about like he's a public servant now, and they're like, this place sucks.
Yeah. Because most politicians are rich and live in mansions that are nicer than the stinky old White House or whatever. Like the castles are weird and creepy and built like 2,000 years ago. Like so
Everything's sectioned off and cold and sad.
That's not a huge perk, but the other is like you get this stipend and you get this money and that's it, right?
Yeah,
And
you're taken care of, sure.
But now with celebrity, you can turn your celebrity, and just by being one of the royals, you're automatically a celebrity, into a good amount of money that you can make a living off of. I don't know if
started their own company.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same amount, but it's maybe close or just.
And at least you have a little more freedom. My
you're
God.
rich, yeah. So if you could be rich without the royal family, what's the perk of even being a part of that? Like besides from the rich part, all the other things seems like a hassle.
Seems like a burden. Yeah.
Well, especially if you feel like a member, and I again can't speak for him, but if you feel like a member of your family is gaining the ire of the rest of the family because she happens to be African American or black, probably better to take your stuff and move on down the road, right?
Yeah.
I would.
But I do like all the stuff that they reported that they said. Like who was surprised?
Not really shocked.
Yeah,
no.
like the old white rich people were concerned
people
about.
At Castle say things like that.
I did find it kind of shocking, I guess, that when Meghan asked for mental help, like she straight up told them she was suicidal. They straight up denied her to get any help.
Well, they also live in a world where if any of that got out,
it reflects badly on them, which is again weird.
So you ignore.
They're trying to, and it's weird. They're still trying to portray this life or
picture perfect situation,
which at the entire for years
we all know it's fake.
The Crown, there's that Netflix show about all the controversy. It's like it's out. The cat's out of the bag. They know this is a mess. So why even try?
I don't know.
Maybe now they're just like screw it because like.
Well, they haven't said anything. They haven't responded at all.
Well, what do you say to that?
Well,
it aired yesterday.
I did
in the UK.
It's funny. I did read a small little blurb, and then
you have British people that are defending them and say that they should not have given the interview.
The royal family, I guess, they put out a statement or something recently, maybe even during the last break, that said this is unfortunate. or something like which is great, by the way, because it confirms that you actually said it,
right?
And so you don't look like
you're not really saying
denying
anything.
it, and then but you're saying how bad it is. It's like if someone left here and they're like talking all the horrible things that went on, and then our statement was that sounds unfortunate.
Isn't that what you would like if you put a British person in the top of a tower? Right, the stereotype of a British person in the top of a tower, and then you explained all of this, and there's supposedly this stereotype king, and you ask them, what do you think about this? Them saying, oh, yes, that's quite unfortunate. And that's it. It is very much their
British way.
Yeah, that's
Well,
their
go
way.
watch the interview at the end of it. Who's porking? Before we go to break, they are having another baby, and they said it's going to be a girl, and they're done. They're done with the two.
Nah.
One boy, one girl. They're done.
One boy, one girl, extra stitch, have some fun.
And
Yep.
do they just live off their fame? Do they have some
They
sort
started
of...
their own company, and they're working in streaming, I believe.
It's Poolber, actually.
But then what do they sell? Is it like the advertising of your
Streamers
social
for
media?
parties, birthday
Yeah,
parties.
yep. Birthday party
You
streamers.
start your own company, but how does it make money?
They throw royal birthday
Well, they
parties.
started with the T-shirts. It's weird. It's Prince Harry's company.
All right, bye-bye.